Welcome inside Labatt Memorial Park, London Majors Baseball here on Majors TV.
Majors win! The Majors walk it up!
We're doing great. I feel amazing.
Hit well to left field. Going back. Do you believe it? He's hit it out. Marching towards third. Here's the relay from Hernandez. Not in time.
Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to beautiful Labatt Memorial Park, the home of the London Majors. It's a beautiful night for some Friday night baseball between the Brampton Red Sox and the London Majors. Now, this is a matchup for the Majors that is very, very big. They need one more win to clinch first place in the CBL. As for the Brampton Red Sox, this is a team that was in the bottom of the league to start the season, but they've been playing some really good baseball lately. They're 6-4 in their last 10, and they are hoping to spoil this game for the Majors here this evening. But without further ado, we got a big one in store for you today. Majors fans, get ready. Let's send it up to Justin Koehler and Owen Taylor. Gentlemen.
Thanks, Evan. Yeah, a whole lot of stakes on the line for today's game, so it should make for an impeccable matchup between these two teams. Justin Koehler, Owen Taylor, happy to have you here with us for a great matchup between the Brantford Red Sox and the London Majors as we really, really dwindle down the 2026 season.
Yeah, it's weird. It almost just started, it feels like. And now we're already here at the one of the final home games of the year. This was going to be the final home game, however. We do have the last 5 innings against Welland on Sunday. But you look at this matchup, and it should be in the Majors' favor. The offenses are kind of almost the same as the pitching. That's kind of been the X factor between these two teams as well. But Brantford's been real hot. Other than the last 2 games where they've lost, they won 6 straight before that, scoring 87 runs in those 8 games. That's good for 10.7 runs per game. So should be very interesting to see how the offenses will play for this one. It's Keys versus Portolato today.
It's going to be a hot game between these two. Obviously, the Majors, like you mentioned, really hunting for a win. It's been a tough stretch over the past few days in terms of their matchups. Talking with some of the players before the game, they're really, really wanting to get this win, lock things up here in the 2026 regular season so that they can start the postseason on as good of a note. Like we've mentioned, on paper, this is technically the last home game for the regular season. Of course, we're going to have some fun on Sunday for the last few innings of that game against Welland. We'll get to that and talk about that more as we get going. But in any case, it should be a really, really fun matchup between these two teams and an exciting way to wrap up the season. Speaking of a lot of fun and a lot of excitement, I had a great opportunity earlier in the season to chat with a lot of the players, and one of those, a great, great arm on this team, Dusty Davidson, had to chat with him on this week's Clubhouse Conversation.
Davidson comes set. Abe swung on and missed. Down to a knee. Nasty from Davidson.
So much of the game in today's day, even for the CBL, has been very analytics focused. Are you a big numbers guy, and how do you find that it would help your game on a week-to-week basis?
I'm learning about them. I think it's something that it's part of the games you have to learn about them so you don't fall behind. I don't put too much thought into necessarily what those numbers are. I think they're good if you use them the correct way. You can have guys with really cool numbers, but they don't translate. Like, there's so many things you can dive into with those analytics that they're cool, like I said, but they don't always translate.
What has Roop and the rest of the coaching staff been working with you on now that we're more than a month of the way through the season?
Like, anybody's liable to go at any time. So I think it's being ready. It's always being ready. That'd be my answer, yeah. Always being ready to go.
And is that side of the bullpen something that you like? The fact that you kind of, even when you're not playing, you still have to be on your toes for when you could be called in. Is that something you like? I know some people prefer a bit more consistency, even from the bullpen, but I know some people really thrive off that system.
I am definitely one of those people that thrive off it. It's kind of like when I'm the most calm, it's usually chaotic. I don't know. It's just something I thrive off, I guess. Yeah.
With that skill set, I know Roop said he's glad he doesn't have to worry as much about throwing you in particular, against pretty much anyone. How is it for you as a pitcher being on a team that has that level of confidence in you, regardless of who's up in the plate?
I mean, it's game changer. I mean, it helps a lot. Can't ask for anything better than like a manager that fully trusts you in those situations.
And kind of getting to the end of the bigger questions for you. You put in a lot of off-season work, and Rube mentioned that you were actually highly recommended by a former major, Taylor Wright. How was it working with him before the season got started? And what advice or comments did he have for you before you jumped in with the majors?
With him, it was like he helped me gain a lot of confidence in just throwing my stuff and allowing my stuff just to work. A big conversation we had before I came here was just like getting my routine down, my pregame routine down, so I could just fall onto that. Like, it doesn't matter what you do in the game, but whatever is leading up to that, like if you have something like that locked in, whatever situation you get put into on the field, it doesn't necessarily matter because you're ready to go into it because you've prepared yourself. I think that also plays into Roop's like big things like preparation is confidence. So that's a big thing. Me and him had a conversation before I left.
In any case, like I said, that's pretty much all I got for you. Like I said, nothing too crazy or major, so that's all my questions. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. And back at Labatt Memorial Park, a fun conversation with Dusty Davidson, the last clubhouse conversation of the year. Big shout out to Jacob Zafman for being able to capture, edit, produce all of those. A whole lot of fun the whole season long, and a great opportunity to chat with those players. It was really, really fun, of course, this season to have those talks. I know. I think for both of us, some of the favorite times we have at the ballpark is chatting with those players week to week, game to game, kind of learning the behind the scenes a little bit more. And those were a great opportunity this season to talk about it. And so rolling into today's game, obviously a lot riding on the line between these two matchups, particularly for the majors in terms of still trying to hunt for the final seeding here in the 2026 regular season with the playoffs right around the corner. And two men on the bump today looking to do their best for these two teams. Travis Keys, you just saw on your screen, is going to be making the push as the majors are hunting for another win.
Yeah, you see Keys will be the starter today, and he's just been lights out simply all year. A 4.08 ERA for him through 75 innings. He is going to be the big push that London needs to try and stay in this ball game and try and win it. Well, you look at Anthony Porcelato, he's been more of a reliever than a starter for the Red Sox squad. He has 21 appearances this season, only 4 of them starts. This is being only his fifth start. And you look at the numbers, it's kind of tricky to kind of figure out what Porcelato is, really, what's the word for it? I don't know.
What, his repertoire, his style, what he's going to kind of be going for today?
A little bit, because you look at the numbers, and the strikeout numbers is there. It's just the command that's been a big issue for him. Nearly an 8 ERA in the year. The exact same Ks per 9 and watts per 9 for him. So the big thing for Porcelato to do today, you really want to try and command the zone, try and get hitters to swing at pitches outside on 0-2 and 1-2 counts. While with Travis Keys, you just try and stick to your game, try and keep balls on the ground, try and keep soft contact everywhere, try and even get 6 innings, try and get the bullpen a little bit less work. They had a lot of work yesterday over in Kitchener, so to be able to give them a little bit of rest going into Sunday and the rest of the postseason is going to be really big for them.
So we usually like to kind of put some outliers on what we can expect pitching matchup-wise. And at least in my opinion, it looks like it might be a bit more command in terms of Travis Keys versus a bit more stuff. Some breaking pitches from Porcelato. Obviously can get some good strikeout numbers because of it, but like we've said, the walks can start to rack up here and there too. So I think that'll be the biggest storyline in today's contest as we push into this one. And speaking of today's matchup and how it's going to face the main man who knows a lot about what to expect from this club and what he's hoping for today, Roop Chanderdad, our third man down on the field, Evan Fredrickson, was able to have a chat with him before the game got going in today's Roop's Report.
All right, I'm here with Jim and Koehler of the London Majors, Roop Charinat. Roop, as always, thank you so much for doing this. You guys are entering a really big matchup here against the Brantford Red Sox. How are you and your squad feeling?
You know, we're a confident group still. You know, obviously we got to win one to clinch, and you know, that's not easy. You know, I tell the guys we're right there. You know, it's like running a marathon. You're at the finish line, the ribbon's up. Now you got to push across. That's not easy. Anyone who thinks it's easy, it's not. So we just got to push across. We're still a confident group, so we got to go out tonight and take care of business.
You've got Travis Keys on the men. What are the goals for him here against this Brantford offense?
You know, we talk about Travis all the time. He's our warrior. He's just got to keep him off balance, locate his off speed, and he's golden, you know. So no reason he's not going to do that. And then they're a good hitting team, though. We can't stress that enough. They're a good hitting team. They're on a little streak here. They're feeling good about themselves. So we really got to score early and keep them off balance.
And finally, Roop, what does your offense have to do to get to this Brantford pitching staff early and score some early runs?
You know, we're facing Porcelato. He's had 3 impressive starts his last 3 outings. He's got a great fastball. You know, we got to attack and hit it and lay off anything that's outside the zone. You know, we've been chasing some pitches here lately. We got to get back to being a disciplined hitting team.
Roop, as always, thanks so much. Good luck here this evening.
Thanks for having me.
And we're back. Always some great tips there from the man behind it all, Roop Charinat. Always a fun guy to chat with. Knows a whole lot about what we can expect today. Again, if you're just joining us, a really big matchup on the go between the Brantford Red Sox and the London Majors. Some high stakes on the line, and we've mentioned it before. A win today for the Majors will clinch the #1 seed heading into the postseason, so a lot on the line and starting to run out of time to clinch that #1 spot. We'll talk more about the race, the standings, the playoff picture as we go through the course of the game today, but in any case, it's going to be a pretty exciting matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be. In with these two teams, it's kind of been polar opposites the last couple of games for them. Brantford's offense has really been lights out the last two or 3 weeks. Well, the London offenses, they've have yet to score more than 5 in their last 4 games. So the offense really needs a big spark going into this one.
And as we get closer and closer to game action, we will take a few moments just as we get ready to push into the national anthem. We'll be back with you in just a few moments. Again, you're watching the Brantford Red Sox in town taking on the London Majors right here on Majors TV.
Majors fans, please welcome Brona Morgan tonight. She's a former board member of the London Abused Women's Center, and she's also our face paint artist this evening. She's going to be performing the anthem alongside her daughter, Rain Sutherland, and joining them on the field are some special guests, Major season ticket holder Linda, Addison, and Nicole Whittle. Give them a big wave here to welcome.
So another lovely national anthem in the books. Technically the last one we'll hear for the regular season. And we're inching our way closer and closer to game action between these two teams. Good matchup on deck between the Brantford Red Sox and the London Majors. Obviously two very different storylines on the go. The Red Sox not in contention. The team right on the outside looking in, the 6th place team right now, and the Majors still trying to push for the #1 spot. In any case, running into situations like this, it creates a very fun dynamic where one team in one sort of way, has a lot to lose. The other one has absolutely nothing to lose in a contest like this.
Yeah, and it's almost the same. We talked about it last Friday. The game between London and Chatham was almost the exact same as that, where one side had absolutely nothing to lose in Chatham Barnstormers, in this case being the Brantford Red Sox. Well, London is still pushing for that #1 spot. They could have gotten it last weekend. However, it was both the rain out and the 9-2. Currently, it's a 9-2 score for Sunday against the Welland Jackfish. So this is a big game that you really need to win, and you don't have to worry about Sunday. While for Brantford, again, it's nothing you really need to really be looking for in this one. You have already been knocked out of the of the playoff spot. So you kind of just go through, try and get as many wins as you can to finish out the year.
Yeah, so it's always a little funny referring to that game against Welland, by the way, in terms of like what's official, what's not, what's technically correct, and still a game that has to be played. But the one right in front of us should be incredibly exciting against the Brantford Red Sox. A fairly standard lineup for them as we push through the rest of the season. Jacob Cantor, your shortstop. Brody Black in right field. Christian Ortega at first. Christian Kuzemko over in right field. Tim Hollick at third base. Andrew Savage, the catcher for today. And then to round out the final three, Casty Watt in left. Lucas Lefebvre at second base. And Walker Holtgren manning center field today. Again, Anthony Portolato on the mound. We'll see him towards the bottom of the inning when the bottom of the first comes around. But it all gets going with the Majors on the defensive side and Travis Keys out on the mound.
Yeah, it's kind of the same lineup we've seen from Brantford the last 4 or 5 games in a row now. And you kind of look at the lineup and you look at their last 8 games. As I said during our intro, they've scored 87 runs over the last 8 games. By far the best scoring team in that span. So should definitely be a challenge here for Keys this afternoon.
Keys getting set on the mound. The first pitch. Hit up and away, ball 1, and we're officially underway. Game time 7:06 for the first pitch today. The 1-0. Catches the plate, evening things up at 1-1.
Yeah, Jacob Cantor has kind of been one of the driving forces on this Red Sox squad in the last little bit. Didn't have a hit 2 nights ago in Toronto. Didn't have a hit back on the 21st again against the Maple Leafs. However, has had a hit in every game since, dating back to August the 16th. He's got up to a .260 batting average with a .750 OPS this year.
The Red Sox offense has been pretty consistent. I believe it's just an 18-run difference in terms of runs scored on the season between the two. Like you kind of mentioned earlier on, it's the pitching that shows a lot more of the discrepancy and has kind of led to where things are in the standings. But offensively, it should be a pretty good contest for them. And so there'll be a lot riding on Travis Keys with the payoff pitch coming in. Swung on, hit over towards right center. It's going to drop down for a base hit. And just like that, 1 man up, 1 man on. Thought about turning for 2, but turned right back. Nice little single off the bat of Cantor.
Yeah, he didn't. As I said, he's kind of been the driving force of this offense. He starts it off with a great start here. Now, the leadoff man on, you get the good at-bat against Keys. He's able to throw 6 pitches in that at-bat. So, good work from Cantor to work the count there. Brings up Brody Black now.
A position that Keys likes being in. Obviously, a soft ground ball pitcher, excuse me. First one catches the plate for strike 1. Yeah, really good at inducing double plays, getting a lot of soft contact, relying on the defense behind him. So a situation he's been in a few times. The 0-1. Down and in. They'll see if we went around on the swing. They really didn't, so evening things at 1-1.
You know, Brody Black, he's kind of been the power guy of this lineup behind Cantor. They've been the 1-2 almost all year, a .287 average.
Pickoff attempt, but the throw over towards second, well high, drifts into left field. So a good attempt at the pickoff, but a tough throw will let Cantor extend over towards second, and just like that, there's a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Keys with one of the best pickoff moves in the league. It was just a slightly errant throw there from Trent Lenahan. Goes over the head of Michael Escato. Thankfully, only allowing the runner to move up 90 feet.
So double play potential off the board. Likely to see some of these pitches move around a little bit more in terms of not sticking towards the lower part of the plate. The 1-1. Swung on, missed, strike 2.
Yes, so your first action with runners in scoring position comes before you even get out here in the first. You're in a good spot here if you're the Red Sox.
1-2. Swung on, fouled back. Crazy enough, Travis Keys has not taken on the Brantford Red Sox since the start of the year, back on May 17th. He ended up coming up with the win, pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, 3 earned runs in that one. Looking at today's umpiring crew as well. Home plate umpiring crew chief Jeff Rose, first base umpire James Deacon, and then ending third, Nick Leffler. We'll round things out for the umpiring crews. The 1-2 pitch comes in. Swung on, hit well, but not too deep towards right center field. A good little hustle for the fielders as the center fielder Jarrett Burney able to run over and make the grab. Deep enough to let Cantor advance over to third, though. So first run of the ball game, 90 feet away from scoring. And a relatively productive out from the bat of Brody Black.
Yeah, again, just another good at bat. That one lasts 5 pitches that time, and the power from Black slightly showing there again. It's going to be very difficult to hit homers here in Labatt Park. It's one of the deepest parts in the lead. So good on Brody Black just to get the ball deep into the outfield, bring the runner over. Now your go-ahead run's just 90 feet away with still only 1 out.
A dangerous bat in the likes of Christian Ortega as well. Pretty good average on the year. Leads the team in home runs with 13. The 1-0. Bit inside, ball 2. I wouldn't be shocked to see Keys pitch around a little bit here, especially given the pedigree of Ortega and first base obviously being open with 1 out. He'd love to line things up to potentially get a double play opportunity to try and strand that runner at third. The 2-0 hit well right to the second baseman, Inoa. Quick turn to first, gets the out. Exactly what they needed to hold Cantor over at third. Now they've got 2 outs.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need here for the Majors. Now there's 2 away. Now Brantford needs a base hit to bring this run around, especially with a dangerous hitter of Christian Ortega now retired.
That'll bring up Christian Kazemka. Again, a pretty solid average for him on the year. Very, very good bat-to-ball skills. First pitch to him. Swung on, hit well, deep towards right center field. Both fielders running back for it. It's going and over the fence. Just like that, the Red Sox get the scoring going early. The great shot over towards right center from Christian Kazemka.
Yeah, first pitch swinging there was Kazemka. He got a fastball in the outer half that he's just able to drive the other way. That's now home run number 8 on the year for him. RBIs number 30 and 31. And what a start here for Brantford, able to take the lead early.
Obviously, we mentioned Kazemka likes flexing the bat-to-ball skills. Always a great opportunity to flex the power as well, so he'll be pretty pleased with that. First pitch to Tim Hollick in there for a strike.
Yeah, again, we talked about it before. Brantford's offense has just been really hot.
As that one's hit deep towards left field. Drifting just foul, though, had plenty of power, but got a little bit too much movement on it. Majors fans here in town probably breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief.
Yeah, a little bit of luck on that one. That one actually had the distance to leave this ballpark. Thankfully, just hooked about 2 feet foul Now able to bring this count to 0-2. You want to get out of this inning quickly if you're Keys. This will be pitch number 18 for you, but you want to get the offense started as early as possible.
That one down and in the dirt. Ball 1. So again, if you're just joining us, it's a battle between, as of right now, the number 1 seed and the number 6 seed. The Red Sox out of contention on the outside looking in. 5 teams making the postseason this year. The 1-2 down and in, making it 2-2. Majors at this point can lock up the number 1 seed with a win if they can today. Still a chance, though, but things definitely get a lot more dicey if they try and force things to the game on Sunday, where it's the carryover from that rain out, as that one's grounded over towards Anoa. Fairly routine pick up and throw towards first for the 3rd out. But the damage already done, and the Red Sox strike first. A big 2-run shot off the bat of Christian Kazemka gets the scoring going early. The Majors will be looking to answer back as we push into the bottom of the 1st.
Yeah, it's definitely not the start you want if you're London. You don't want to be behind early, especially in your own ballpark. Now you got the Majors offense to come up, which again has been struggling their last 4 games. Have yet to score more than 5 runs in any of those. The only time they scored 5 was against the Chatham Barnstormers right here last Friday. And now you look at this lineup and almost kind of the same thing we always like to see, only a couple changes. Jordan Lewis will still lead it off and take left field. Trent Lenahan will take the 2 spot for today over at first base. Michael Escato stays in his 3 spot as the shortstop, with Tucker Zadunic catching moving up to the 4. So Noah no longer in that top 4, at least for today. Eddie Diolia will be the 5, followed by Christian Noah, you see right there on your screen, at the 6th spot. David Dreyers will stay in his usual spot over there in the 7 hole, and Jarrett Burney moves up because of Jaden Babiuk falling into the lineup at that 9 spot. So again, no Starling Joseph for this one. That's now back-to-back home games where we don't see the big right-hander of the London Majors. However, this is still a lineup that can do a lot of damage. 3 lefties in the lineup. It's not, again, you usually only see 2. Now you get the extra one in there in that 9 spot, and Babiuk has been really good at really extending counts and just getting connection, either fair or foul. So that's what you want from this lineup. You want to get men on base early. You want to try and get at least a run in this inning, try and keep it at least a 1-run game here against Brantford.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw a few bits of movement, getting some pinch hitting, some pinch running situations, some defensive changes, with this, again, on paper being the final home game of the regular season. Of course, they'll be back in on Sunday to play the last 4 innings of their game against Welland.
Where number 29, starting off for your London Majors, Jordan Lewis.
And so it'll be a pretty action-packed game. As of right now, that game was suspended, so they would enter the top of the 5th down 9-2, so a lot of ground makeup. They'll probably be pretty much all steam ahead for that one, so I wouldn't be shocked to see a few moves today, but of course we'll see how that goes. As the first pitch to Jordan Lewis in there for a called strike.
Yeah, Lewis is the guy you want to start this game off. He's got a hit in every game since August the 12th, and his last 4, he's gotten at least 2 in each game. He's got his average up to a 393 with a 956 OPS in just 16 games. It's really impressive to see what he's doing, even without showing the power yet. He doesn't have a homer and still up to a 950 OPS.
Pretty solid contact skills from him. The 0-2 swung on, popped up. Luckily for him, drifts foul. A few of the Red Sox defense were moving in to potentially make a play on that. See Savage on your screen there, the catcher. So another opportunity, another bit of life for Jordan Lewis. The count remains 0-2. First batter for the Majors here in the bottom of the 1st. Next pitch to him. Down and away. Ball 1.
Yeah, this is going to be the key factor in this game for these majors is laying off those pitches outside. Portulato really just have a tendency of allowing guys on base with walks.
Next one, bit outside, evening things at 2-2.
Just like that. He's really going to be a big... He's going to be a guy that really keeps that fastball in the zone and brings out his off-speed and breaking balls kind of out away from righties and kind of down in the zone.
2-2 swung on and missed, strike 3. So good start to the ball game for Anthony Portulato on the mound. Shuts down the big contact bat of Jordan Lewis, and that'll bring up, again, a bit more contact, a bit more power in the likes of Trent Lenahan.
Yeah, exactly that. You look at Trent Lenahan's numbers. He's second in the league in hits. He's up there in homers with double digits. It's hasn't exactly shown the power as of late. His last home run, dating all the way back to July the 24th. That was right here against the Barrie Bay Cats. There's been nothing since. So it's been a lot more contact from him, and it shows he's still up there among the league leaders in average.
1-0 pitch to him. Breaking pitch, swung on and missed, making it 1-1. Lenahan been fairly consistent all season long, especially on the contact side. 1-1 inside, making it 2-1. Yeah, like you mentioned, the power has left a little bit to be desired over the past couple months or so, but a hot start to the season for him. And luckily, the contact, his hitting ability has not gone anywhere, and he's, like I said, been pretty consistent. 316 average over his last 5, 381 over his last 10. The 2-1 swung on, grounded over towards the third baseman. A routine pickup, long throw to first, and they're able to get it in time for the second out.
Yeah, the contact has always been there for this majors lineup. It's just trying to find the results. We saw against Kitchener yesterday, there was a lot of plays just like that one against Trent Lenahan. Kind of those slow rollers to the left side of the infield. That happened maybe 4 or 5 times in a row when you look at the 6th and 7th inning against Kitchener yesterday. So that's something you really need to work on, is try and keep yourself in these counts and just try and get on bases in any way you can.
So Michael Escato now in the box. Again, that 2-3 in the lineup between Escato and Lenahan been impeccable this season, as that one swung on, grounded down the third baseline, but just drifts foul. Those two have been pretty sharp. Escato in particular has had some impressive power numbers. Still keeping track of what's become, what we were talking about it before, the second week of Records Week now for the majors, with a lot getting tracked towards the end of the season, as that one's grounded into the glove of the shortstop. Good diving play, a long throw. Good speed from Escato will beat it out. It's a good little bit of defense, but some speed ends up winning the day.
And there's one of your records broken. That's now hit number 82 on the season for Michael Escato. That beats Ryan Lepensi's 2013 season here with the London Majors. He had 81. Escato gets up to 82. So Records Week starts off, Records Week Part 2, I should say, starts off well.
Bit more hustle than he might have liked to have on a record-breaking hit like that, but he'll take it any way he can. He's been impressive all season long, and a great accolade to add to his list on the year for Michael Escato. So Tucker Zadunik will hope to keep the momentum going, as that one's hit well, hit hard, deep towards right field. Right on the warning track, the right fielder able to make the catch. So good hit, good contact, but a bit too much lift on it. And that record-setting base hit from Escato will not turn around. The Brantford Red Sox will carry their 2-0 lead into the top of the second. And as we get ready to shift on with this game, we will be taking a quick commercial break. Again, you're watching the Brantford Red Sox in town taking on the London Majors right here on Majors TV.
stock metals deliver impact without compromise. Fully customizable with UV full color printing or 3D printing to showcase your logo, event name, or design. 1- or 2-sided printing available. Some stock metals have a recessed area for adding plates for divisions, names, and more. Each medal includes a stock neck ribbon or upgrade to a custom ribbon with your branding. Just allow for lead time. Versatile, customizable, affordable. Explore your options at Nuthers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
Obviously, the city loves you. The city adores you. You're a fan favorite across the board. How is it dealing with that much pressure, being in that celebrity spotlight everywhere you go? Perfect. That's good enough. How do you stay so fit and lean on a regular basis? Nice. I like that. Running's very important. Cardio. I'm not confident on what that is. Oh, yeah, there you go. I can appreciate that one, 100%. And I guess last personal tip, everything aside, how do you keep the beard so nice and well shaved consistently? I can never seem to get as good a one as you. Like, are you talking like a cream or an oil, something like that? Okay, perfect. I incredibly appreciate your time. Thank you so much for talking with me today. Excited for the season, huh? Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And welcome back to Labatt Memorial Park. Getting set to enter into the top of the second. Michael Escato, the man of the hour right now, just set the single-season CBL record for hits, his 82nd hit on the year. Pretty impeccable stuff.
Yeah, it is. We thought, for a little bit, for me at least, I thought he was going to get it a lot earlier because of just how hot he was throughout the entire season. It's good to see him get it. Technically, he would have had it if the game on Sunday was official. So technically, he already has the record. It's just now he officially does.
Again, that matchup against Welland that was suspended because of all the rain is just putting a lot of kind of funky question marks in our heads because, yeah, we've technically seen the hits, but they're not official on paper because it hasn't been a complete game yet. So that is officially his record-breaking hit. As Andrew Savage in the box, the right-hander, 0-2 pitch to him. Swung on, fouled. Down the right side, it'll be a souvenir for a fan in attendance.
Yeah, another thing, once that Welland game becomes official, he also breaks the total bases record for the league. It was Justin Gideon's 139 back in 2022.
Next pitch hit in a pretty similar location, but a little bit more lift on it. And yes, again, there is a chance that Escato breaks that record during this one, even though, again, we've kind of already seen it. So it's some very interesting times here to wrap up the 2026 regular season. 0-2 pitch hit well down the left side, a liner, but a few feet foul.
Yeah, technically now he's 3 away from tying the record. However, with the home run he hit on Sunday, he's kind of already got it. So.
Yeah, it's weird on the back end how we have to kind of refer to some of these hits and these bases. The 0-2 swung on again, grounded down the third base side, foul. Good at bat we're seeing so far from Andrew Savage.
It really is funny how it works that way, isn't it? I mean,
things that we didn't think about when the game was still on during those 4 innings of play.
Yeah.
Again, the 0-2. Swung on, popped up. Second baseman to Noah, just moving into the shallow grass in right for the catch. First out here in the top of the second. In any case, though, a pretty solid at-bat from the likes of Andrew Savage.
Yeah, good at-bat from both sides there. Savage was able to fight off a couple of good pitches there from Travis Tees. Travis Tees is only throwing 4 pitches, all of them for strikes pretty much. It's a good start to the inning for him, able to get the out early in this one.
Cassidy Watt now in the batter's box. First pitch to him, swung on, grounded foul down the third base side. Keys looks like he's starting to settle down a little bit more on mound. He's trying to figure out the exact strike zone early on in the first inning. Gave up that single to Cantor, who was able to get to second on a bit of a wild throw during a pickoff attempt. 0-1 grounded down to third base. Long throw over towards first, but right on the money for the second out. Great defensive stop from David Dreyers.
Yeah, good play there from Dreyers, able to get it all the way across the diamond. And again, you just talked about Travis Keys is starting to find his rhythm a little bit, and he kind of is now. It's only 6 pitches here in this inning where he's gotten the first 2 away already. So a much better start. You want to try and keep this quick, bring the offense up again.
First pitch to Lucas Lefebvre, bit up and away, ball 1. Yeah, you can really start telling when Keys has found his rhythm, when he starts getting those soft ground outs to these batters. That's kind of his bread and butter. The 0-1 grounded towards the shortstop Escato. Throw over towards first, pretty routine, and gets the third out. So a pop-up and 2 ground outs. Travis Keys really starting to figure things out here. Great inning, 3 up, 3 down, and the Majors hoping for an opportunity to punch back.
Yeah, that was just a near-perfect inning from Travis Keys. You get the soft contact from all the 3 guys you face, and you only got to face the minimum there for the second. Now you bring up your offense again. You have 5, 6, and 7 due up here in the inning. This is a
look at these 2 troublemakers again.
God, here we go.
The almost now weekly staring contest with the camera.
No hats this time, though.
Such an intense look at the camera. But yeah, no hats. Look at him go, locked in. There we go.
They finally broke. Oh, but you saw Ryder was also trying into it too at the last second there.
Too much fun over in that Majors dugout, to say the least. A great group of guys over there. Having lots of fun throughout the entirety of the 2026 season, but one thing that would put a big smile on their face is trying to come out with the win today against the Red Sox.
Yes, that's kind of the number one thing you're looking for. You only want to focus on today's game. You don't even really want to focus on this Sunday. If you're able to get this one, you don't really have to worry about it. You can just kind of look into next Friday for game 1 of your postseason, and there is a lot of fun that goes down there. It's been going since about game 1 of the season. We're here on game 47 now, which is, again, it's just another crazy thing. It's a crazy thing to say.
Feels like it has gone by in an absolute flash, but it's been a whole lot of fun. Still a lot of fun left to go before the regular season comes to a close. Eduardo Diolio now coming into the box, the fan favorite here in town. Would love to get this inning going on as good of a note as possible. And Eddie's, the contact side of his bat has been pretty hot over the past few weeks. First pitch to him. Downstairs, ball 1.
Yeah, Eddie was able to show the power off a little bit yesterday. Got his first home run in a couple of months. His last one coming back on July 7th. Was able to get one last night. His only hit.
As that one's grounded right up the middle. Good piece of hitting and a great spot for a base hit. And just like that, gets the Majors off on a positive note here in the bottom of the second.
Well, that's exactly what you need to start the inning. You want to get men on, no matter who it is. And Eddie Diolio getting that all sorted. That's now hits in 4 straight games here for Eddie Diolio. It brings up, again, one of the more hotter hitters of this lineup. It's kind of cooled down a little bit in the last 4 games. He only has 2 hits in those. So trying to get back on the board here is Christian Yanoa.
Some pretty impressive stuff all season long. His slugging OPS numbers have been impeccable, on top of some good plate discipline as well. Look out, 1-0 to him. Next pitch, down and away, ball 2.
Now we saw one record broken in the first. Do we try and use our magic here in the second?
I've tried the broadcaster magic once this season, and it did not pay off. So I'm avoiding it like a hot flame at this point. 2-0. Swung on, hit well, hit deep, and hit well high. A few feet right in front of the warning track. The left fielder, Watt, able to make the catch. So a big, loud first out here in the bottom of the second. I think everyone here in attendance thought you might have flexed that broadcaster magic.
I thought I did it. We say it in the very next pitch. It was a good piece of hitting from Manoa. Just got a little too far under it. Didn't get the carry he wanted.
Absolutely barreled that one, though.
He did.
So that'll bring up the bat of David Dreyers, the third baseman in today's contest. First pitch to him. Swung on, hit well over towards right field. Drifting foul. And sits foul by just a couple feet. A very close play from the right fielder, Black. Good effort. Good piece of hitting once again. The Majors starting to figure things out here a little bit. First time through the order. Just getting a little bit too underneath a few of these pitches.
Yeah, and really getting aggressive early in these counts. You saw Enoa went on the 2-0. Eddie went on an 0-1. Now Dreyer's going after the very first pitch he sees.
The 0-1 to him. Breaking ball. Tries to catch top of the zone, but misses by just a couple inches for ball one. Again, Anthony Porcelato on the mound. Been pretty efficient so far in trying to limit these Majors batters. But a couple hits given up so far. The 1-1. Again, breaking ball. Catches the plate this time, pushing things to 1-2. Dreyers has been getting a lot more consistent playing time in the lineup over the past couple months over at third base. The 1-2 to him. Bit high, evening things at 2-2.
He's kind of developed into an everyday guy now for this Majors lineup. Up to a 260 average on the year, a 761 OPS through 42 games for him. It's really developed into a big piece in this lineup.
Swung on and missed, strike three. It's a good comeback from the arm of Anthony Porcelato, his second strikeout in the ball game. And so after the nicely placed base hit from the bat of Eduardo Diolio, back-to-back outs. And Jared Burney still looking to add to the momentum as the Majors pushing for their first run of the ball game.
Yeah, not exactly what you were hoping for this lineup. Again, the 1 through 9, it's all kinds of dangerous hitters. It's just Anthony Porcelato has done a pretty good work at kind of keeping them at bay through the first two innings here.
Pretty effective, finding the strike zone pretty consistently. A good mix of those breaking pitches, those fastballs as well to keep the timing in play. 0-1 to Burney. Catches the plate, making it 0-2. These few curveballs that he's thrown so far have looked incredibly effective, either just catching the plate or even just barely off the plate as well, but keeping it right on the line on the lower and outer part of the strike zone. Next pitch a bit too far downstairs, making it 1-2.
Yeah, we talked about the command being an issue for Anthony Porcelato. However, he has yet to even be in a 3-ball count here through the first 8 hitters, so he's really done a good job at maintaining the zone, trying to keep the command in there.
1-2, swung on, grounded over towards the third baseman. They'll make the quick throw towards second to get Diolio out there. And just like that, another 0 on the board for the London Majors keeps this a 2-0 ball game for the Brantford Red Sox. And as we get ready to push into the top of the third, we will take a quick commercial break. And the Red Sox leading 2-0 over the hometown Majors right here on Majors TV.
my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me in. Yeah. Can't answer my phone now. Just leave it there at that tone. Ballin' can't beat me up 'cause I'm back in my zone now. 'Cause I'm back in my zone now.
And welcome back to Labatt Memorial Park. The Red Sox currently have a 2-0 lead over the London Majors. Still a close ball game, but some pretty good stuff offensively so far off the bats of the Brantford Red Sox.
Yeah, both sides have seen their first 8 hitters come up to the plate, and we get to the 9-1-2 now for the Red Sox this time. And the offense really showed up in the first inning, scoring 2 thanks to a Cantor single and then a Kazemka 2-run homer to bring both of them around. It's just been the pitching side for the Brantford Red Sox that's really been kind of the X factor for today. We talked about it in our intro. We said London's pitching was going to kind of be that factor. However, Anthony Porcelato is dealing so far early. 2 strikeouts, has yet to even get into a 3-ball count. So the walk issue has not been established anywhere as of yet.
He's looked pretty sharp this game so far. Travis Key's looking pretty sharp the last inning. 3 up, 3 down, some pretty soft contact for the 6, 7, and 8 batters. Now taking on the 9 batter, Walker Hultgren, who's in the box. The 1-1 to him. Outside, making it 2-1. But both these pitchers starting to find their forms, looking pretty sharp. Each giving up just 2 hits. Next pitch, again, down and away, ball 3.
Yeah, so 3 straight balls there from Travis Keys, all in kind of the same spot. And not something you really want to be giving up as a leadoff walk.
And that one again downstairs, ball 4. So first pitch strike, but then 4 back-to-back balls. Gets the first runner on. Just like that, turns it back over to the top of the order for the Red Sox as Jacob Cantor now coming in.
Yeah, not much there that Hultgren really needed to do. You give the first pitch strike, and then that's 4 pitches are all low and away and kind of not exactly challenge pitches from Travis Keys. Now you got the man who led off this ball game with a hit, and Jacob Cantor.
Breaking ball to get things going, strike 1. You can kind of see what Travis was trying to do in that last at-bat. Again, all those pitches right on the inner part of the plate to these right-handed batters. We've seen in past games, once he locks up that corner of the plate, he then can kind of lock in it and mix his pitches around that point. But until he establishes that corner, that lower corner, it's a little bit tough for him to kind of navigate and figure out exactly where the strike zone is. So I think that's his mindset right now, on top of just trying to throw a first pitch strike. 1-1 and down and in, ball 2.
No, you're completely right. He really does love to go kind of glove side for him, especially as a lefty. That's a big spot you want to be going after. For against left-handed hitters, you're kind of coming at like a 3/4 arm angle from Keys.
Next pitch finds the grass in deep left field. Lewis able to get to it fairly quickly to hold it to a single. But that'll put the first two batters on here, one in scoring position as we enter the top of the third.
Yeah, again, he tried and get that low and in against Jacob Cantor. It's the same result as the first inning. Gets one into the grass and kind of the shallow outfield there. Now the first two runners get on here for the Red Sox. It's going to be a big adjustment needed from Travis Keys here.
So Hultgren over at second, got on via the walk. Cantor at first. Next pitch grounded foul down the third base side off the bat of Brody Black.
Yeah, Black flew out to center his last time up, however, was able to move Jacob Cantor from second to third on that play.
Potentially the mindset for him right here. If he skies one, he can probably advance the runner into to just 90 feet away over to third. Next pitch in there for a called strike, making it 0-2.
Yeah, you'll see that a lot from this Red Sox squad. It's those kind of productive outs that, sure, you get the fly out, however, you're able to move a runner up 90 feet or bring a runner in to score. It's kind of been their big thing this season.
Next pitch, again down and in, 1-2. I wouldn't be terribly shocked on this next pitch to see something like a curveball a little lower down in the zone with a 1-2 count. Try and get a soft grounder to force a double play here if they can. The 1-2. Just like that, gets the swing and miss. Breaking pitch down in the zone. Travis Keys gets his first strikeout of the ball game.
Well, there you go. There's the magic that shows up for you right there. And a little breaking ball down and in. You called it exactly.
I can do the pitching side every so often.
Yeah, there you go.
It's wishful thinking on home runs and triples that I get very tentative.
You've watched too many pitchers duels that you don't even know what hitters are doing now.
So Chris Ortega now in the box. First pitch swung on, foul back, 0-1. Yeah, obviously in my free time, I'm only watching low-scoring pitchers duels. If I see even 5 combined runs, I'm like, nah, I'm not watching this. Get it out here.
What else are you gonna do?
Pitching side always impressive from a whole slew of pitchers across the Canadian Baseball League. Travis Keys definitely one of them, starting to find his rhythm after that strikeout. 0-1, swung on, foul back again.
Yeah, so he's starting to establish the breaking ball a little bit now here. One thing I've noticed from Travis Keys, he does like to go fastball up and away on these righties. He's not yet established that pitch. That's kind of a big one you need if you're Keys, because that can transition you into that breaking ball down and in.
The 0-2 swung on, grounded right over to third. We'll get the force out there. Long throw to first. Double play. Great effort from this Majors defense. A great show of force from Travis Keys on the mound. And after giving up a walk and a single, sits down the next 3 in order.
Yeah, that is a perfect recovery there from Travis Keys. You give up a walk and a single lead off the inning, and then the strikeout against Brody Black kind of gave him a little bit more confidence in that breaking ball and kind of that fastball in the inner half, and was able to establish those quickly against Christian Ortega. Now got the double play, brings the offense back up. It's 9-1-2 for the Majors this time, trying to get a little bit of work in with Babiak Lewis and Trent Lenahan.
So good stuff there, and as we get ready to push our way towards the bottom of the third, we will take a brief moment to check in with a third man in our crew down on field level, Evan Fredrickson. Evan, what do you got for us?
Gentlemen, thank you very much. The Majors offense has been the story of their season. They lead all of CBL with so many team offensive categories in average, slugging, OPS, team home runs, and team hits. And compiling all of their offense to this point in the season, they have a 15.1 Maple, which is pretty darn impressive because there hasn't been many offenses better than Majors this season. So it's the question of can they continue this consistency offensively into the playoffs? Yes.
Thanks, Evan. Yeah, like you mentioned, the Majors offense doing impeccably well so far this season. That's contributed to what Owen and I have titled as Records Week, with a whole lot of records in pursuit. We've already seen one broken today. Michael Escato, some impeccable stuff. His 82nd hit on the year.
Yeah, that really is something, eh? And you look at it, number 2, and it's Trent Lanahan, who's 9 behind now to Michael Escato. Really just goes to show how good of an offensive season he's had. And just kind of the Majors in total, they're 3rd in the league in runs scored, only 4 behind second place Hamilton Cardinals for that spot, and a 122 run differential. It's been very good on the offensive side. And speaking of good on the offensive side, Kitchener Panthers have done really well as of late. They're currently leading the Toronto Maple Leafs 7-3 in the top of the 8th right now.
First pitch to Jaden Babiak, a bit off the plate, ball 1. Yeah, a couple of these teams out of the playoff picture now have started to look sharper and sharper as this season has gone going. The 1-0, breaking ball, bit outside, ball 2. Obviously, the Panthers handing the Majors a loss over at Jack Couch Park yesterday. And what was a busy day for the Panthers today, a doubleheader in Toronto. 2-0 pitch. Again, bit outside, ball 3.
Yeah, with how these bottom 4 teams have been playing as of late, it really makes you wonder that, if the season was extended a little bit, how could the playoff picture kind of shape itself with the kind of second half resurgence that we've seen from a lot of these teams?
Well, and you get into questions, yeah, like you mentioned, if the season were to be a little bit more extended, how does that change? If it was like previous years, like back when it was the Intercounty Baseball League, 8 of the 9 teams would make the postseason, so that would introduce a whole other set of factors. So that one's up high, ball 4. Some good plate discipline from Jaden Babiak, and first batter here in the bottom of the 3rd forces their way on.
Well, just how you want to start it. You get your first walk to the game against something that we can keep talking about over and over again from Anthony Porcelato, even though he's kind of shown the opposite so far today. You get your first walk, your leadoff base runner for the second time in 3 innings, and you bring the top of the order up with so many guys who can just put so much contact on the ball and really just keep the runners moving. It's kind of the small ball mentality you want to try and keep for this ball game, just to stay in it, really.
Team very effective on both sides as Lewis squares to bunt. Not able to pull back in time, says the home plate umpire Jeff Rose for the called strike there.
Well, again, there's your kind of small ball mentality right there. With neither of the corner infielders kind of close to the grass, you have a little bit of a chance to use your speed.
Squares up to bunt again, but fouls that one off. Looks like the third baseman Hollick was moving in on the play. So with an 0-2 count, likely not to see another potential bunt, but anything can happen here in the CBL. Again, if you're just joining us, the Red Sox holding a 2-0 lead over the London Majors here in the bottom of the 3rd. Pickoff attempt over at first. Babiak back in time. Both these pitchers have been showing some pretty strong outings to get this one going between Travis Keys and Anthony Porcelato. The 0-2 upstairs, ball 1. Majors haven't had many opportunities to flex their speed quite as much in this game. And that just comes down to not a whole lot of base runners so far. Jaden Babiak, a bit of a lead. Darts over towards second base. Hit and run strategy on the go. That one's grounded over towards the shortstop. Lewis called out on first base. A pretty close call, to say the least. Can you hear the hometown crowd here at Labatt Memorial Park? Not too happy. We'll get the replay on it. Pretty clean pickup, long throw. in what appeared to be a pretty close play at first.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those plays that you need to slow down to really find a decision on that one. It's really close. From up here, it kind of looked, from our angle here in the broadcast booth, it did look like he was safe. However, there's a reason we're not umpires. James Deacon making the call there.
We can definitely speculate. And yeah, looking at our replay, it did look like it was pretty safe, at least from our angle. But of course, yeah, like you mentioned, we're not umpires down on the field level. 0-1 pitch to Lenahan, grounded over towards the third baseman. Long throw over towards first. That one in time, called out. It's a good defensive play by Hollick over at third. And just like that, after the leadoff walk, back-to-back batters out of the game. And that'll bring up Michael Escato again with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, it's the same thing we saw last inning. You get the leadoff base runner. That was Eddie DiOlio with his single, and then a fly out, a strikeout, and a fielder's choice to end that inning. So far, a ground out to short and a ground out to third.
First pitch to Michael Escato, bit outside, ball one.
Escato beat out an infield single back in the first.
Would love to cash in this run over at second base. Got a run on the board. The 1-0. Swung on, hit well over towards left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Babiuk rounds third. He crosses home plate. And Escato cashes in the first run with a nice stand-up double. Coming in clutch here against the Red Sox.
Yeah, perfect piece of hitting there from Michael Escato. Got a pitch, kind of middle. It was a breaking ball there from Porcelato that Escato got all of, was able to put into the gap, and the speed of Babiuk coming all the way around to score. It's something you need with this offense. You want to get these runners on, and once you get runners in scoring position, it's much easier to bring these runners home, and you saw it right there with Escato. Now the inning continues with two away.
Again, an incredibly important game for the Majors. A win would lock up the #1 seed. The number of games really starting to dwindle down before the 2026 postseason gets underway here in the CBL. So they'll be clawing their way run after run if they can. First pitch to Tucker Zadunik. Downstairs, ball one. They'll appeal over towards a third base umpire. Really didn't swing, so count will remain 1-0.
Yeah, and the later you get into this game, the more you want to think about how aggressive do you want to get early. Escato went swinging on that 1-0. There's Zadunik went swinging. I believe it was first pitch back in the first inning, so you want to try and get Porcelato to throw as many pitches as you can, really get him out early. The bullpen is what's going to be a big factor in this one today.
Mentioned it before, the Red Sox offense has been pretty sharp this season. It's the pitching side that has let them down here and there throughout the course of the year. Escato jumping around over at second. Next pitch to Zadunik, up and away, ball three.
It almost looked like he slipped there, no?
Almost a little bit. I almost thought that they were going to turn and try and get the pickoff on him. But jumping around, I assume they might have just thought it was part of him jumping around.
Maybe.
So runner in scoring position, 2 out, bottom of the third. Escato over at second, Zadunik in the box. And Porcelato on the mound. The 3-0 pitch, swung on, fouled back. I don't know about you, I love seeing Escato jumping around over at second base. They're trying to get the pitcher off their game, kind of keep the defense on their toes a tad bit as well. Just looks like he's having fun out there. 3-1 pitch. Up and away, ball 4. Tucker Zadunik finding his way on. Some good plate discipline there. The second walk given up this inning by Porcelato. And so the dangerous situation continues, and the big bat of Eduardo Diolio coming up to the plate.
Yeah, again, another great at-bat there from Tucker Zadunik, able to draw the walk. Now it brings Eddie Diolio, who singled to lead off the second inning. With, again, a runner in scoring position, a chance to do some damage.
Big opportunity here. 2 men on, 1 in scoring position, 2 out. First pitch to Diolio, swung on and missed. A big hack there for strike 1.
I love seeing Eddie take those huge swings. I mean, it looks like he's going to fall down afterwards.
Honestly, though, he's got so much rotational power in his swing that, yeah, when he's trying to clobber one, it just, like, wowza. You can feel the breeze on it a little bit from up here. The 0-1, swung on and missed, strike 2.
Now we wait to see once he connects with one of those big swings and how far that ball's really going to go.
Again, we've mentioned it in previous games and in some of the bullpen session or the batting practice sessions beforehand. Eddie can still club them. His power number is a little bit down this season, but he can still turn on a ball when he wants to. As the next pitch catches the lower part of the plate, strike 3 called. So Porcelato gets his 3rd strikeout of the ball game and strands a couple on for the Majors, but not until after the Majors were able to cash things in, cut this deficit in half, making it a 2-1 ball game. And as we get ready to shift into the top of the 4th, we'll take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few moments. Again, you're watching the Brantford Red Sox in town taking on the London Majors right here on Majors TV.
Hockey isn't a game, it's a legacy. VMF Sportswear builds custom pro-level jerseys, socks, and apparel, like team hoodies and workout wear. Your colors, your crest, your identity. Create yours now.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed on every level of the home.
Install working CO alarms today.
It's the law.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza, using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5, or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving, we try it, keep shining, living in a world where we...
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
Shine on.
Make a bold statement with the Champ Chain, the ultimate award for champions. At 5 to 6 inches wide, this eye-catching metal is built to impress, fully customized with your logo and cut to shape. From the court to the boardroom, this award brings energy and attitude to every celebration. Great for recognizing your MVPs, players of the game, or hardest worker. Level up your recognition game with the Champ Chain. Order yours today at nuthers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
And back at Labatt Memorial Park in what's been a pretty solid pitcher's duel so far in a low-scoring effort. Brantford Red Sox still up 2-1 against the London Majors. Been a whole lot of fun. And speaking of a whole lot of fun, we do have an opportunity to bring a special guest up here in the batter's box today. Jacob Zafman, our director here with Majors TV, is joining us for a little bit of fun. Jacob, we're happy to have you here. The circumstances around you being up here on the broadcast are not quite as fun. For everyone at home, a bunch of us with Majors TV have a fantasy baseball league on the go, and the agreement we made as the season got going is whoever was the loser, or at least the lowest scoring record at the time of the end of the season, would have to join us on air for an interview. So unfortunately, you're here with us today, but happy to have you.
Thank you, Justin. I am happy to be here. I wish I tried a little bit harder during the season to make this not possible, but I'm happy to be here nonetheless.
So obviously you're a great member of this squad. I'm not going to bash you too much, but the friendship now aside, we can get into the real questions here. First off, how did it all go wrong?
You know what? That's a great question. To be honest, I didn't look at the league for 2 months, and I think that was my downfall. I had the first overall pick this year. It was Aaron Judge. He hasn't played in about 800 days, I believe. So yeah, everything. Combination of that just didn't go well this year, but we'll try again for next year.
So a tough go of some injuries, a bit of I guess laziness for lack of a better term. Where are you lazy in other aspects of your life?
You know what? I've been trying my best to get better. I was thinking about this the other day. I would say I need to start making my bed more. I think that is one aspect because I've heard that that's like the best way to start your day. I think that's the one thing I need to improve on.
And one question that I wanted to throw in as the count goes to 3-0. That one hit well deep towards left center field. Going back just off the warning track, bounces off the wall. Center fielder Bernie making the big throw to get it in, but big loud double as the Red Sox keep the offensive push going. And so like I was saying, Jacob, the question that I think everyone historically likes getting asked the least, whether that be on interviews like this or job interviews, tell us a bit about yourself.
So I'm a recent film graduate from Fanshawe College. I took the 2-year undergrad program, and then I just got the 1-year postgrad program for advanced filmmaking. And then I work here at the London Majors as the director/technical director. And then I also have a small job with the CFL as well. So that's pretty much my life as of right now. And I love all sports, and I love being here at the games.
Now I want to take this really quick back to the reason you're here. I have a little bit of an issue with you. So throughout the year, and I talked to you about this a couple of times while we were here, you didn't accept any of my trades. I think I sent you about 4 this year.
So that one's grounded over towards shortstop. Routine throw towards first in time to get the first out, but the runner also held it scoring.
I don't even think you looked at him.
That is a great point. I kind of have a rule in fantasy where I won't really make trades. I know it's kind of a weird one, but unless I'm pretty set with my team, because the one time I did make a trade, it just went horribly wrong in fantasy football a few years ago, and it just I think about it all the time. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna ride it out with my guys. These are my guys. I just gotta ride it out till the end. So that's the mentality I take. It's not the best one. It clearly didn't work out, but
as that one's hit well over towards left field, a good defensive effort from Jordan Lewis, able to make the catch. What an effort on what was a pretty solid hit over towards left center field. Lewis, an amazing break on the ball, a great catch. What an effort there. And just like that, after that leadoff double, the Majors putting the next 2 down back-to-back, and now 2 outs here in the top of the 4th.
I will say those trades really could have helped me. Just because, so technically, we've been talking about this last couple of weeks because we knew you were going to be on here. It really shouldn't be you, because you and Dylan didn't look at it for about 2 months. So technically, I'm last. However, I'm already up here in the booth for the full 9 innings. It's really hard to do an interview for me.
Pick off attempt from Diolio, but
so happy it's not me being interviewed.
Fair.
It's somebody else, but
you know what? I just took the bullet for you because I think
you did.
I don't know if my guys would have helped you that much. So I feel like I was just like, you know what? I will take this, and I will be the one to get interviewed here to spare you from that.
See, but none of the guys I asked for are injured.
Again, if you're just joining us, Jacob Zafman up here in the booth, loser of our Majors TV Fantasy Baseball League. A fun year, to say the least. How would you say you would approach something like the draft a little bit differently next season?
That's a great question. I would say I would not auto draft for half of it. That might have been another problem.
That'll do it. That'll do it a little bit.
Yeah, I would say so. So I would say do about a month and a half of research and then go hard on the draft. I would say that would be the strategy for next year.
As the 2-1 pitch comes in, that one grounded over towards the shortstop. Routine throw over towards first for the third out. And just like that, Jacob, last question for you before we give you a little bit of relief. Was this punishment worth it for you this season? After that losing effort, how do you feel with your punishment? This punishment, I take it on the chin. This is a great one. I think it's very creative, and it's great sitting next to you two back in the booth right now. This is just great. So I appreciate it. Again, Jacob Zaveman, our one of our directors here with Majors TV. Thank you so much for coming on and enduring this fantasy baseball punishment in what was a very fun season. Obviously, we still have some playoffs, but unfortunately for you, not quite the same situation. But better luck next season. Happy to have you here with us. I appreciate it. Thank you, Justin. Go Majors. But yes, very happy it wasn't either of us getting into a pretty similar situation, Owen. As fun as that would be for, you and I to interview each other, even though we're quite literally talking here on the broadcast every single game.
For next year, I have an idea for the punishment next year. I have a feeling that instead of interviewing the guy, get the POV camera on him and get him to run the bases.
I love it.
I feel like that would be a lot better, no?
I'm never going to be the person that you want to consult on fantasy punishments because I do a lot of fantasy football. I do a lot of fantasy. I just like fantasy in general. I love the thought of a truly awful punishment. I love having to force someone out of bed to run a marathon out of the blue. I love forcing someone to sit in a McDonald's or a fast food chain for 24 hours and the calorie count that they consume drops down their time by certain increments. I love the awful, awful punishments. So I might not be the best one to talk to you about what we should do next year.
And I feel like you are, because whenever me and my friends will do it, we'll always do fantasy football. We'll always do fantasy hockey, a little bit of fantasy baseball as well. But not even halfway through the season, everyone will give up.
Unfortunately,
so yes. We'll put money in. We'll put like $10-15 in, and then nobody will remember, of course.
That's the tough thing I find is, it's easy to have the financial incentive to make people want to win, but it's the punishment to make people not want to lose. That's the tough part.
It's also because we never think of them for some reason.
So the Majors getting their crack at the bat once again here in the bottom of the fourth. Christian Noah in the box. 0 for 1 so far. Flew out to left in his first go. 2-0 pitch to him. Catches the plate, making it 2-1. But a pretty exciting time for sports fans. Hockey right around the corner. Football right around the corner. Baseball still in full swing. Some postseason action right around the corner for the CBL. But a very, very fun time throughout. Christian Noah, again, pretty productive on the season as a whole. 336 average on the year. Some great power numbers to boot, too.
Just needs a homer for the Majors franchise record.
The 3-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled back, making it 3-2.
Again, the more and more we're here, the more and more I think that they're actually listening.
Every time.
Because that was a home run swing right there from Christian Noah.
I saw you move, and I don't know if it was a sigh of relief or a little bit of like a, oh, come on situation. But on that swing, I saw the reaction as that one's hit well over towards center field. Not too deep, though. The center fielder, Holtgren, able to move over, make the play for the first out. So the push for that record will still continue as this game pushes into the middle innings. David Dreyers will now enter the box. 0 for 1 in this one, a strikeout victim back in the second.
Yeah, so a good way to start the inning there for Anthony Porchelato. You don't have to throw that many pitches. You only get 5 against Christian Noah, able to get him to fly out. The next 2 guys in the lineup, you've already gone out in this one.
First pitch to Dreyers, upstairs, ball 1. One-0 pitch to him. Swung on, foul back, making it 1-1. Turning to the chat over on Majors TV. Announcers, football is already happening. It's called the CFL. Great point there.
Well, the NFL is too. So
yeah, it is in the preseason games. So you're technically right across the board as that one's grounded right over towards the first baseman. Take it over to the bag himself for the second out.
So in a way, everyone's right about that.
Everyone is technically right. And that'll bring up the bat of Jarrett Burney, the center fielder for today. Again, 0 for 1, grounded out to third back in the second inning. You know, if you're in our Majors TV chat on YouTube, or if you get a chance over on CBL TV to reach out to us some way, let us know what your thoughts should be for a fantasy baseball punishment next year. First pitch to Burney in there for a called strike. Would love to know your thoughts. If you lean towards a more kind of risky punishment with what I mentioned I usually like, or a little bit safer one like having to be interviewed here on the broadcast, we'd love to know. The 0-1 pitch swung on, popped up. Second baseman moving to shallow right. Underneath it, makes the grab. So 3 up, 3 down. Anthony Porcelato continuing the pretty efficient start to his game. Just 1 run given up, and the Red Sox still holding their 2-1 lead as we get ready to push into the top of the 5th already. Pretty quick game so far. And with that, we'll be back in just a few moments. Again, you're watching the Brantford Red Sox taking on the London Majors right here on Majors TV.
Canada's ball teams deserve uniforms built to win. VMF Sportswear delivers custom jerseys, pants, and caps. Level up your look with custom team apparel. Choose your colors. Drop your logo. Own your look. Order now at vmfsportswear.ca.
To be the best, you've got to bring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced, so you can pick your pitch and drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
So right off the bat, what's your least favorite food? Oh, you brought fish. Okay, I get that. What are some of your go-to foods that you love? Oh, more props. Great, wicked. Fruits and vegetables. Great pick. You know, incredibly important. I'm sure a lot of the London Majors will agree with you. I'm gonna have to have you clean that up, though. You know, I'm not here to be a janitor.
And welcome back to Majors TV. The Brantford Red Sox in town taking on the London Majors here in town. Red Sox currently holding a 2-1 lead, out hitting the Majors 4-3 in the process, and what's been a pretty efficient start so far for both these pitchers.
Yeah, it has been really efficient so far. We're already through 4 innings, which did not take very long. And Travis Tees right here, you did give up the 2 runs back in the first, however, have only given up 2 hits since that point. So you have been on a good spot, and Anthony Porcelato as well. He's just been amazing so far today. Only 1 run through his 4 innings of work, not to mention 3 strikeouts to add on to his total there.
So Lucas Lefebvre will get things going as we push into the top of the 5th. With the low-scoring effort, this one has been really flying by in a flash. First pitch catches the lower corner, strike 1. Again, Travis Keys has really sunk into things like you mentioned. That one's grounded over towards the shortstop, past the glove of a diving Escato, so it'll drift into shallow left center for a base hit. So again, we've talked about the Red Sox offense this season looking pretty impressive. Just an 18-run difference when it comes to runs scored on the season between the first place London Majors and the 6th place Brantford Red Sox. Big difference maker, the big question mark has been the pitching side, which, without going into those numbers, are a bit more drastically different between these two teams, but you couldn't tell with the pitching performance we've seen today.
Yeah, you look at it, and Brantford had a team ERA of 7.98 coming into this game. And it has not looked like that at all so far in this one. Again, only the 1 run given up by the Red Sox.
So Travis Keys still looking pretty sharp. Looks like he's starting to get better command of the gloves, the lower glove side part of the plate. And since he established that, he's been pretty lights out. As Hultgren squares to bunt, pulls back, but still called strike. Count now 1-1. Owen swung on, grounded to a Noah, not picked up cleanly though. Quick throw towards second to get the force out in time. Not able to make the turn over towards first, but they'll take the out over at second to get the lead runner. Looks like it took a bit of a funky hop on a Noah over at second. And what could have had some double play potential written all over it, but again, the Major is happy to get an out.
Yeah, again, it's just that weak contact given up from Travis Keys. It did kind of jump on Christian Noah there. Kind of off the heel of his glove. Thankfully able to make a play. You still have a double play in order here against Jacob Cantor.
As you mentioned, the lineup back to the top. Cantor in the box. 2 for 2 so far with a couple singles. First pitch to him a bit upstairs, ball 1. So a Lefebvre single. Fielder's choice from Hultgren, who's now standing over on first. That one's fouled down the first base side, well over the heads of the fans in the stands. And a pretty great turnout here tonight in London, Ontario. Almost seeing more and more fans game to game to game as the pressure has really started building this season. Good bit of attendance. Likely still going to see even further jumps once the postseason gets underway. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on. Going to touch down over in shallow right field. Tucker Zadunek run into it. But Hultgren able to go around second. Make his way all the way to third on the play. Now putting runners on the corners. It looks like umpires are going to have a bit of a meeting here to discuss that. Excuse me, moving back, so everything's all good and accounted for. So a tough spot, couple runners on. Off against some pretty soft contact this inning from the Red Sox. First pitch to Brody Black in there, called strike.
Yeah, you talked about it, how it seems like every sport is starting to ramp up a little bit. You already got the CFL going. They're kind of deep into their season. You got the NFL preseason going.
That one's, again, softly hit over towards shallow right field. It's going to touch down for a base hit. Zadunek trying to get the out at second. Not in time, though, as Walker Hultgren comes around to score. Extending the Red Sox lead, now up 3-1. Just some tough situations for the Majors here. Good pieces of hitting from the Red Sox. Majors defense just having a tough time filling the gaps here at the ballpark.
Yeah, that's now back-to-back right there. They're just kind of bloop it over there in the right field, and good work here from the Red Sox, able to keep runners moving. It's already their 7th hit of the ball game.
Chris Ortega in the box. That one fouled off for strike one.
Yeah, as we talked about, again, everything already moving. The NFL, the CFL. OHL preseason has already started. Knights are already up 2-0 against your Otters over there. You got the MLB postseason coming up, which the Jays are outside of a spot. They're kind of looking in, only 3.5 games back. Currently up 3-1 against Seattle Mariners right now. My Pittsburgh Pirates aren't really close to making it, unfortunately.
Tough situation for them this season. That one's called strike, so the count now 0-2 on Chris Ortega. Kind of love that you're a Pirates fan, though. Very, very irregular to get. I guess really in most parts of Canada with the Blue Jays. The 0-2 swung on, hit well. It's going to touch down over in left field. One run is going to come in to score. The left fielder, Lewis, will just make the throw into third to hold the runners. But another single, now 3 back-to-back. Cashes in another run, and just like that, the Red Sox are up 4-1 here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, and this is what we talked about. That Red Sox offense has really had a spark as of late. Roop Chandat will come to talk to his starter in Travis Keys, and yeah, it's just this offense has been red hot as of late, and they're showing it right here tonight.
Travis Keys really sunk into a bit of a rhythm in the second, third, and fourth inning. Looks pretty efficient. We are starting to see some players warming up in the Majors bullpen as a result. But starting to give up a few runs once again here in the 5th. A single, a fielder's choice, and then 3 more back-to-back singles. Keeping the Majors in a bit of a tough spot, so still 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. Christian Kazemka now in the box, who has already hit a deep home run this game over to right center. First pitch to him downstairs, ball 1.
Yeah, Christian Kazemka already 2 for 2 today. A homer back in the first that scored 2, and a double back in the 4th.
So that one's grounded down the third base line, but just drifting foul.
It's kind of interesting being a Pirates fan, because I don't get to watch many of the games.
I
don't really get any of them. But also another thing that I like to look at is kind of the difference between the AL and NL. Because the Pirates and Jays have the same record right now. They're both 65 and 70. However, Jays are 3.5 back. Pirates are 7.5 back, each from the final wildcard spots.
So that one's grounded toward Escato. Quick throw towards second. A bit wide, though. So the errant throw will cash in at least 1 run. As Chris Ortega will get the stop sign over at third. And just like that, 2 in scoring position. Another one comes in to score, and the Red Sox up 5-1 off of that errant throw from shortstop Michael Escato.
Yeah, that looked like a routine double play right there. That would have ended the inning for Escato. However, just a unfortunate error right there. Kind of a tough throw to make for him. Maybe a bit of a bobble with the baseball. Now the whole infield is in onto the grass, trying to keep this just a 4-run game.
Tim Hollick now in the batter's box. Again, the Majors starting to feel the pressure in this one. We've mentioned it before. They just need 1 win to clinch the first place seed, as that one's hit deep over towards right center field. Going back off the wall. It's going to cash in at least 1. The throw home at the plate, not in time. So big loud double off the bat of Tim Hollick will cash in a couple more runs. And this one's starting to get out of hand quick, as the Red Sox now up 7-1 over the Majors.
Yeah, this offense really showing what they're able to do against Travis Keys. It's been an unfortunate start for him So it looks to be Caleb Casey warming up for the Majors at the moment, and a 5-run inning here for the Red Sox. It's really been a big offensive showing for them.
First pitch to Andrew Savage, up and away. Ball 1. So already 5 runs scored this inning. 3 singles, a double, a big error as well, helping to cash in some runs. As the bit of pressure towards the end of the 2026 regular season looks like it's starting to get to this Majors squad a little bit. The 2-0. Swung on, fouled back. The Majors looked pretty consistent all season long, offensively, defensively, pitching-wise, running the base paths. They were pretty much all systems go all year long. Still sitting in the #1 spot at this point. But especially these past few games, it's looked like some troubling waters for the hometown team.
It has, and as a team, you really need to kind of regroup. You lose back-to-back the last 2 nights, both on the road. Now, a home game here. You've only lost 5 games on the road up to this point. You've been really good. Right here in London, it's just been a struggle today. This would make it a potential 3rd straight loss going into the final 5 innings of the season on Sunday.
As that one swung on, fouled back, making it 2-2. It's definitely been a tough go, to say the least. And even though it's still technically, quote-unquote, unofficial at this point, that last game at home against the Welland Jackfish, still a bit fresh in everyone's mind. They'll continue that on Sunday. They'll start the top of the 5th down 9-2. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed, strike 3. Exactly what Travis Keys in a situation like this. Still a runner in scoring position and just hoping to keep this score exactly where it is as we continue pushing on.
Yeah, good to get the out there. That's something you really needed. You haven't. It was Walker Holtgren, the 9-hitter, who was the last out. We're already up to Cassie Watt, the 7-hitter. Here this inning, we've seen all 9 guys now, and it's been a real struggle for Keys here in this inning. Unsure if we'll see him for a 6th inning of work.
First pitch to Cassidy Watt in there for a strike. The 0-1 pitch to him. Swung on, fouled back, making it 0-2.
Now with the playoff race quickly closing in, another look at another top 3 team so far in the lead. Hamilton Cardinals are beating the Barrie Baycats to score 3-0. They're about to start the bottom of the 4th in that one.
As Keys set on the mound, the 0-2. Swung on, fouled back. Count will remain where it is. And again, if you're a Majors fan at home, you'll be likely rooting against the Cardinals. They still have an opportunity, if they win throughout the remainder of the season, to push potentially into the #1 spot. That's why the Majors have not officially clinched as of yet. Just 1 win away from doing so. Next pitch downstairs gets away from Eduardo Diolio, and that'll allow Hollick to advance over to 3rd. Now just 90 feet away from cashing in yet another run this inning.
Yeah, here in the final weekend, you really want to pay attention these next couple of days. Hamilton will still have 2 more games after this. Welland will play tomorrow and then back here to finish out on Sunday.
The 1-2 off the plate, evening things up at 2 apiece.
And we talked about this in our team group chat a little bit before the game. There's a chance for a three-way tie for first right now.
Some crazy stuff. Crazy scenarios still in play. As the 2-2 pitch, down and in, making it a full count. But yes, we did not anticipate it was going to be this close at the end of the season. Obviously, a lot of good teams here in the first ever CBL season. But I don't think anyone could have predicted that there was still a possibility of a three-way tie for first. As the payoff pitch comes in, swung on and missed. Strike 3 called. And back-to-back strikeouts will get Travis Keys out of it, but not before a lot of damage has been done. 5 runs scored in the inning, and the Red Sox now up 7-1.
Yeah, a lot of damage done by Brantford there. You're able to bring in 5 in the inning. All of them kind of back-to-back. And now you get your offense up here for the bottom half of the 5th. You just went 1, 2, 3 in the 4th, yet your 9, 1, and 2 hitters coming up in this one. It's really important to at least get 1. If you're able to get 1, you kind of build a little bit of momentum. You can maybe get 2 or 3 in the inning, and you still have 4 more innings to go after this one. As the Geese are really flying low in this right here. Yeah, as long as you get 1 in the inning, you have the confidence in your offense to try and get something going, and once you're able to do that, you just got to try and work your way into try and keep yourself into this one.
So a tough showing so far for the Majors, but still a whole lot of fans in attendance at Labatt Memorial Park. Everyone's still having fun. Happy to see the turnout. Happy to see everyone here enjoying some Majors baseball as these regular season matchups start dwindling and everyone's starting to get excited for the postseason. But the Majors will still look to have a little bit more fun of their own on the field, trying to push back with the offense and make up what's become a 7-1 deficit.
Yeah, you really want to trim that deficit down as much as you can. You only have 3 hits in this one, so it's obviously been a huge struggle for you here against Anthony Porchelato, who has been fantastic through his first 4 innings of work.
Again, the big question mark for him coming in, like we've mentioned it before, was a bit of the command side. A very perfectly even strikeout to walk ratio on the season. Been really, really good on the strikeout side, but yeah, giving up a few walks in the process in terms of just moving the strike zone around. But he's looked incredibly sharp this game so far. First pitch to Babiak in there for a called strike.
Yeah, we said the walks would be a big issue for him. However, he's only given up 2, both of them coming in the 3rd inning.
So that one swung on just off the glove of the pitcher, and it's going to drift over towards shallow right center. So a tough defensive play for the Red Sox. Not able to come up with that cleanly. So that'll have Babiak getting the inning going over at first base.
Yeah, that's just what you need. Right there, you get the leadoff man on, you bring the top of the order up, but your first 2 guys are both 0 for 2 in this one. You want to get their spark into it, and it's going to be difficult to come back. However, we have seen this team put up a lot of runs here at Labatt Park.
So Jordan Lewis, first pitch to him, swung on, fouled back. We have seen some pretty crazy scores across the 2026 CBL season. A few games into the 20-run mark here and there, so there's always a chance for an offense to really get a rally going and either catch up or get things going. Pickoff attempt over at first, but Babiak able to get back in time. All starts with some base hits and some good plate discipline. You'll hear Chanderdat mention fundamentals all the time as that one gets away from the catcher, Savage, allowing Babiak to hustle over towards second. And And just like that, some good baseball IQ, some heads up will put a runner in scoring position for the Majors.
It's the pitch down in the dirt there against Lewis. Babbage was on his way back to first until he saw the ball get by Andrew Savage behind him.
The count 1-1 on Jordan Lewis. Still none out. Here, bottom of the fifth. Next pitch swung on, foul back. And I can almost guarantee you that that's the message that Roop Chanderdad is sending to this team over in the dugout. Just focus on the moments in front of you and just focus on your fundamentals. Everything will fall in place from there. That's been almost what they've been struggling a little bit this game. We've seen a couple errors, a couple mistakes, and just not cashing in on the opportunities they've had in front of them pitching-wise. Next pitch a bit inside, evening things at 2-2.
Yeah, and just look for the little things in your at-bats. You want to kind of be as disciplined as possible while also being aggressive. You saw it right there from Jordan Lewis. That one was really close to being a strike.
Porcelado set the 2-2. Downstairs, making it a full count.
Yeah, we know Lewis is known for his discipline. He's showing it right here.
So Babiak over at second. Lewis in the box. The payoff pitch. Swung on again, grounded foul. A good battle from Jordan Lewis.
Yeah, so far every strike he's seen from Porcelado, he has fouled off. That's 3 already in this at-bat. And you just want to try and get on base, or even these productive outs that Brantford's been doing, just get a runner moving over.
Payoff pitch downstairs, ball 4. Some great plate discipline. What an at-bat from Jordan Lewis to keep things going. Again, sometimes it doesn't take the flashiest plays, but just getting runners on, trusting the guy in front of you. That is exactly how a rally and a potential comeback gets going. Still a tough situation, though, down 7-1.
Yeah, you're right. They are still in a tough situation. However, you have your first 2 runners on base to start the inning, and Trent Lenahan, a guy who's known for getting on base this season.
As Trent Lenahan scorches that one over towards right field. Jaden Babiak turns around third, diving into home for another run, chewing away at this Brantford Red Sox lead. And a nice RBI single puts runners at the corners for Trent Lenahan.
Perfect piece of hitting there from Trent Lenahan. Goes after the first pitch, puts it the other way, just what you want to do as a right-handed hitter in that situation. As the moon has now come out. It's a full moon tonight. Wow, that is.
It's an absolutely beautiful full moon here in London, Ontario. Adding to the already beautiful skyline in the outfield of Labatt Memorial Park. Again, big shout out to the team with Majors TV for being able to pull off some nice camera angles, some good shots like that, making everyone look nice down on the field. Making us sound nice on the broadcast as well, despite our best efforts.
What, are you trying to make it sound worse or something?
We've said it before, just how much we're just trying to make it look like we know what we're doing, you know, here and there.
No, you're right, yeah.
So the Majors with some big opportunities in front of them. Doubling their run total this inning. Still down 7-2, but runners on the corners, and the big bat of Michael Escato now in the box.
Yeah, it's kind of the man you want for this situation. Already 2 for 2 today. A single and a double for him has brought in an RBI. chance for another one just 90 feet away. But yeah, before this inning even started, and we were talking about it, all you need is really one in this inning. Try and get a little bit of momentum against Portulato. He's kind of had it all against your offense so far tonight.
First pitch catches the lower part of the plate, strike one. But yes, that's all it takes. I think that might have been one of the messages that they were getting over in the dugout, is to slow things down, take a few pitches. Obviously, we've talked before how sometimes the walks, the command can get to Portulato a bit here and there. The 0-2 downstairs. Gets away from the catcher, Savage, but not quite far enough. Lewis thought about it over at third base, though.
Yeah, Lewis was real jumpy on that opportunity there, and anything they can get to at least the dirt here close to the netting behind the plate will almost surely store Jordan Lewis.
So the count now 1-2. Runners on the corners. Still none out here. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, hit well, hit hard, deep over towards left field. Going back on the warning track. Watt makes the catch. Deep enough back, though, that Lewis will be able to tag and advance home from third. So a loud out, but a productive out off the bat of Michael Escato. A sac fly to drive in yet another run.
Yeah, that one really looked good off the bat of Escato. Just kind of died on its way towards the wall. It's good to get a run in. Now you're only down by 4 and still only 1 away in the inning, but a good productive out there. His second RBI of the day.
Exactly the spark that this team needs in a situation like this against the Brantford Red Sox. First pitch to Zadunik. Breaking pitch well high for ball 1. Still an opportunity here. 1 runner on, just 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Again, that's Trent Lenahan over at first. And Tucker Zadunik 0 for 1 with a walk back in the 3rd. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, popped up, drifting foul, out of play. And leaving things at 1-1.
That's a great angle of it. You see everybody going down for that baseball.
I love seeing all the kids in attendance absolutely book it down when a ball goes out of play like that to try and get the little souvenir. So count now 1-1, 1 out, bottom of the 5th. As that one scorched right up Main Street past the glove of Lefebvre over at second. A nice sharply hit single, pushing Lenahan over towards second and keeping this rally going for the Majors.
Yeah, that's all you need. Just get the rally going, get runners on base. You're now first and second with 1 away. And what a scorcher that really was from Tucker Zadunik right up the middle. That's now 6 hits in the ball game. That's now 3 here in the inning. Eddie Diolio now is 1 for 2. Single in the 2nd, strikeout in the 3rd.
So a home run would put this within 1 in what's been a very productive inning so far for the Majors. Already 2 cashed in and still 2 runners on. Diolio looking to add to the rally here. First pitch to him. Swung on, hit well over towards left center field. Far back, though, the left fielder Watt able to make it. Not quite far enough back for Lenahan to advance over from second. So 2 outs now, still 2 on, 1 in scoring position, and Christian Anoa coming into the box.
Again, just one of Eddie's kind of big swings there. Cut it off the end of the bat a little bit and died before it could even get close to the warning track. And a good pitch there from Portulato. Get it away from Eddie, get him to pull it and not get any real hard contact. Now 2 away in the inning.
Big opportunity for Anoa here. First pitch, bit high, ball 1. The Brantford Red Sox still ahead 7-3. Majors forcing their way back. The 1-0 pitch. Inside again, ball 2.
Yeah, good start the at-bat here for Noah. You want to stay away from swinging at those pitches in the dirt. You just want to try and keep this inning going as long as you can, if you're the Majors here.
Small ball might be the key play here as the 2-0 pitch comes in upstairs, ball 3. And so we have been seeing action in both bullpens here. Likely to see some changes pitching-wise over the next inning or two. It's the ball 4 chance. Coming out once again here at Labatt Memorial Park. The fans getting into it. 3-0. Catches the plate, strike 1. Making it a 3-1 count.
Yeah, there you go. Good one from Porchelato. Just anything to get a strike and get back into it. Now you're 3-1. You still kind of limited to what you can throw in this situation.
And just like that, the plate discipline becomes a factor once again. Christian Noah forcing his way on. Some great vision, slowing things down. A very, very different approach from what we saw at the top of this game. Shifting from attacking early, attacking hard, slowing things down, letting the pitch count get up, and trying to get to this Red Sox bullpen. As just like that, the bases are loaded. The tying run now at the plate.
Yeah, this is perfect here for the Majors. You still have a chance to do a lot of damage here with David Dreyer's already 0 for 2 in this one, however. Something that can get through the infield has a chance of scoring 2. We know Zadunik has a good bit of speed over there on second base.
0-1 pitch, swung on, missed, making it 0-2. A big opportunity for David Dreyers.
It's going to be big if you're able to get out of the inning here for Porchelato, keeping a good lead.
Next pitch fouled off right down the first base line, drifting foul though. So some good at-bats here across this Majors lineup. 2 runs cashed in. Still down 7-3, but showing a lot of life here in the middle innings. The 0-2 swung on, hit well over towards right field. Not far enough back though. The right fielder Black able to get underneath it for the 3rd out in the inning, but a productive one at the very least. The Majors able to cash in a couple runs. Still down 7-3 at this point, but like we said, some good signs of life. And with that, as we get ready to shift into the top of the 6th, we will take a quick commercial break. Be sure, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few moments. Again, you're watching the Brantford Red Sox in town taking on the London Majors right here on Majors TV.
Obviously, the city loves you. The city adores you. You're a fan favorite across the board. How is it dealing with that much pressure, being in that celebrity spotlight everywhere you go? Perfect. That's good enough. How do you stay so fit and lean on a regular basis? Nice. I like that. Running's very important. Cardio. I'm not confident on what that is. Oh, yeah, there you go. I can appreciate that one, 100%. And I guess last personal tip, everything aside, how do you keep the beard so nice and well shaved consistently? I can never seem to get as good a one as you. Like, are you talking like a cream or an oil, something like that? Okay, perfect. I incredibly appreciate your time. Thank you so much for talking with me today. Excited for the season, huh? Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
And we're back at Labatt Memorial Park on what's been a beautiful night here in London, Ontario. A nice, amazing full moon. Really adding to what's already a great skyline here at the ballpark. As we're pushing through the middle innings, we are going to be seeing a pitching change for the London Majors. Caleb Casey coming into the ball game. 4.64 ERA on the season as a whole. Some pretty solid numbers, hoping to keep the score exactly where it is and give the offense a big opportunity if they can. First pitch to Lucas Lefebvre. In there for a call strike. No one pitch. Bit high, evening things up. Lefebvre, a 169 average on the season as a whole, as you can see on your screen. The 1-1 swung on foul. So the Red Sox still up 7-3 at this point out, hitting the Majors 9-6 in the process. The Majors have a couple errors on the board, contributing to the scorecard. But the Majors showing some life, cashing in a few runs in that last inning. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, missed. Strike 3 called. So Caleb Casey comes into the ball game and gets right to work. His first strikeout in this one. Exactly what the Majors need in this situation. Just finding any way that they can to get through this Red Sox offense as Walker Hultgren steps into the batter's box. First pitch to him, but outside, ball 1. Again, we've had some pretty fun games going through the later stages of this season, as that one swung on and missed, evening things up. And what's been a very exciting 2026 season and the first ever season of the Canadian Baseball League, shifting over from the Intercounty Baseball League. The 1-1 swung on, hit well but foul down the third base side, over the heads of all the fans in the stands here in London, Ontario. So Hultgren 0 for 1 so far, walked his way on base back in the third. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the 5th, but ended up coming around to score. Count now 2-2. Caleb Casey doing well so far. The 2-2 pitch. Up and away, making it a full count. And the defense playing fairly straight up. The 3-2, up high, ball 4. So after a strikeout to get the top of the 6th going, Caleb Casey gives up a walk, and just like that, the Red Sox have yet another base runner. Starting to push into a dangerous spot of the lineup once again as it turns over. Jacob Cantor in the box, who's 3 for 3 today. 3 singles and come around to score twice. First pitch to him. Downstairs, ball 1.
Yeah, it's been a really strong game so far for Jacob Cantor. As you said, 3 for 3 already in this one.
So that one's hit well, but hit high. The first baseman, Lenahan, moving over, but it's going to make its way over into the stands. A nice souvenir for a happy fan in attendance. Again, a pretty decent crowd in attendance here at Labatt Memorial Park on what's been a beautiful night in town. Nice clear skies, a little bit of a breeze. The 1-1 swung on and missed, putting it in the pitcher's favor. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. Caleb Casey continuing to dish, so a strikeout, a walk, but recovers once again with another strikeout, his second of the ball game.
Yeah, and a big one there for Caleb Casey, able to get the second out of the inning very quickly. As again, London has the momentum after that bottom half of the fifth. You want to get out of this quick, bring your offense up again.
Dangerous batter in Brody Black. First pitch to him, swung on, grounded foul down the third base side. Black flew out to center field in the first, struck out in the third, and singled back in the fifth, and ended up coming around to score as well. Casey looking pretty sharp on the mound, the 0-1. Catches the lower part of the plate, strike 2.
Yeah, another good pitch there from Casey, really making these at-bats quick.
Oh, 2 pitch, swung on and missed. What an effort from Caleb Casey as Eduardo Diolio makes the routine throw over to first on it. And what a showing. Comes in, just hoping to keep the score exactly where it is and gets the job done. 3 strikeouts, sits down the Brantford Red Sox, and just like that, keeps the momentum in the London Majors' favor.
Yeah, it was a great showing there from Caleb Casey. Nothing that was put into play as the offense comes right back up, trying to make a big spark again.
And so as we push through towards the bottom of the 6th, we will take a quick opportunity to throw things down to our third man down on field level, Evan Frederickson. Evan, what do you got for us?
Gentlemen, thank you very much. The Majors bullpen continues to be a really underrated factor this season. I'll take yesterday into account when the Majors bullpen pitched 6 innings of 1-run ball, striking out 7. Now, what Caleb Casey just did there was a perfect example of being effective, throwing strikes, and just being effective to the batters and not falling behind. And gentlemen, if they want a chance to come back in this game, the bullpen's going to have to do their part, guys.
Evan, you can definitely say that again. Caleb Casey looking sharp. Part of what's been a pretty amazing bullpen for the Majors so far this season. A good mix of arms, a good mix of different pitches, and it's been really, really effective here in 2026.
Yeah, it has. And you look at the reliever ERA for this team. It's a 4.79 with a team ERA of 4.1. So, yeah, the bullpen has really played a huge factor into this lineup, and they've been kind of the momentum shifters in this one. They can really shut down in offense quickly, and you saw that from Caleb Casey. And now you bring the offense back up. It's 8-9-1 here for London. You get started off with Jared Burney, who you saw right there, and a pitching change here for the Red Sox.
I believe that is Nikolai Arbach coming into play. So after what started as a pretty consistent set between these pitchers has really changed as this ball game's gotten blown open.
Yeah, so it's actually Catlin Morin to come into this one. He's pitched in 13 different appearances, split between the Barnstormers and Red Sox this season. He's been pretty good as well with the Red Sox, a 3.6 ERA through his 5 games. The Lucan Irish alumni.
So he'll get his first goes here. The Majors offense hoping to keep the rally going. As Jarrett Burney in the batter's box. First pitch to him, swung on, hit high, drifting foul down the right side, goes into the stands. So count now 0-1. Burney 0 for 2 in the game so far. Grounded out to third back in the second and popped out to second back in the fourth. The 0-1 pitch to him. Squares to bunt. Pulls back in time.
Yeah, Moran in his total this season against the majors has gone 2 1/3 innings while giving up 7 earned runs in that span. Both of those coming June 2nd and July 3rd. Both with the Barnstormers.
1-1 pitch to him. Downstairs, making it 2-1. The Majors just hoping to claw back hits and runs however they can to make up this 4-run deficit that they're facing at this point. Next pitch. Catches the inner part of the plate, evening things up at 2-2.
Yeah, good fastball there by Moran, just on the inner half. Burney looked back to see where exactly that ball was.
Time called by Burney. Just looks to readjust in the box for a quick second. But set once again. Moran ready, the 2-2 pitch. Down and in, making it a full count. Again, the Majors really flexing their plate discipline in the later stages of this one after being pretty aggressive early in the counts to get the game going.
Yeah, they've really been showing the discipline as of late. You've seen a lot of big at-bats from this Majors lineup.
The 3-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3 called. So good effort to battle back in that at-bat, but doesn't go his way. First strikeout of the night for Catalin Moran.
Yeah, good pitch there. Again, it was a fastball in that inner half. We're actually going to see Starling Joseph in for Jaden Babiuk here. But again, just a good at-bat from both sides, a good battle between the two, and Moran able to come out on top on that one.
So like Owen just mentioned, a pinch hitter coming in. Starling Joseph will get his first crack. First pitch to him. Breaking ball, up and away, ball 1.
So we were unsure if we'd see Starling Joseph in this game. There was a thought that he would be in the lineup before we received them, however, was not.
The 1-0 pitch. Downstairs, ball 2. Joseph, an all-star back in 2024. Been fairly productive this season, a .255 average. 41 hits on the year. His next pitch catches inner part of the plate, strike 1. Got some good contact, some solid speed. A bit of swing and miss, but makes up with a good mix of power in there. The 2-1. Swung on, fouled back. Going over the heads of everyone in attendance here at the ballpark. For Joseph, this is his 4th season with the London Majors. Played in 22, 23, 24. Didn't play for the team in 2025 and then came back here this season. The 2-2. Swung on, Grounded over towards the first baseman. Will go over to the bag himself for the second out. So 2 up, 2 down so far as the lineup turns over back to the top. Jordan Lewis coming back in once again.
Yeah, just a couple of good at-bats there from Cat Moran, able to get the strikeout, and then the high chopper there over to first. It's, as we said, the bullpen can really shut down an offense from really anybody. We saw Caleb Casey do it in the top half of this inning. We're seeing Cat Moran doing it here in the bottom half.
Moran looking pretty sharp so far. Jordan Lewis, first pitch to him, bit outside, ball 1. Again, the Majors trying to push back against a 4-run deficit, being out hit by the Red Sox 9-6 at this point in the ball game. With 2 outs, no men on, the 1-0. In there, called strike.
Yeah, Lewis 0 for 2 today. Strikeout in the first, grounded out in the third. Walked and came around to score back last inning. One of the 2 that came around.
Next pitch, swung on, fouled back once again. If Lewis is able to get on, Lenahan is on deck. Lewis walked his way back on base back in the 5th, ended up coming around to score. The 1-2 to him. Swung on, hit over towards right field. Right fielder Black shading under it, makes the catch. So 3 up, 3 down. Cat Moran comes in, keeping the score exactly where it is, shutting down these Majors batters and trying to keep momentum in their favor. And as we get ready to shift into the top of the 7th, starting to get into the later innings in this one, we will take a quick commercial break. Be sure, don't go anywhere, stay tuned. You're watching the Brantford Red Sox taking on the London Majors right here on Majors TV.
Obviously, the city loves you. The city adores you. You're a fan favorite across the board. How is it dealing with that much pressure, being in that celebrity spotlight everywhere you go? Perfect. That's good enough. How do you stay so fit and lean on a regular basis? Nice. I like that. Running's very important. Cardio. I'm not confident on what that is. Oh, yeah, there you go. I can appreciate that one, 100%. And I guess last personal tip, everything aside, how do you keep the beard so nice and well shaved consistently? I can never seem to get as good a one as you. Like, are you talking like a cream or an oil or something like that? Okay, perfect. I incredibly appreciate your time. Thank you so much for talking with me today. Excited for the season, huh? Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Canada's ball teams deserve uniforms built to win. VMF Sportswear delivers custom jerseys, pants, and caps. Level up your look with custom team apparel. Choose your colors. Drop your logo. Own your look. Order now at vmfsportswear.ca.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving, we trying, keep shining, living in a world where we...
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
Shine on.
And we welcome you right back here to Labatt Memorial Ballpark, here to start the 7th. Caleb Casey is still out there on the mound for the Majors as we see the 3, 4, and 5 hitters of this Brantford Red Sox squad is Christian Ortega, Christian Kazemka, and Tim Hollick to start this inning off as Casey only faced 4. He struck out 3 of them, walked 1. Back in the 6th. First pitch down and away to Ortega. It's ball 1. So after the shutdown inning from both bullpens back in the sets, we stay at 7-3 as that's swung on and missed by Ortega. Good breaking ball there from Caleb Casey, sorry. Casey's 1-1 is chopped towards the Majors dugout and foul. And we'll go a ball and 2 strikes now. So far, Christian Ortega 1 for 3 in this one. 2 ground outs. One of them being a double play back in the third, and then the RBI single. And later came around to score back in the 5th. Casey's 1-2 is swung on and missed. Strike 3. That's 4 strikeouts here for Caleb Casey through 5 batters, and there's 1 away in the 7th. Now with 1 away, Christian Kazemka will come up. 2 for 2, a homer and a double. Reached base off an error back in the 5th, came around to score. That big 5-run inning for the Red Sox. He's already down 0-1. Casey's 0-1, slapped out in the center. Bernie moving to his left. He's able to make the grab just before the warning track. And there's quickly 2 away here in the top half of the 7th. So Casey's retired. 5 of the 6 he's seen so far. It's Tim Hollick, the Red Sox third baseman, to come up now. 1 for 3 today, 2 ground outs. And a 2 RBI double back in the 5th. He was able to bring around Ortega and Kazemka. Here for his 4th at bat. If you're just tuning in, I'd like to welcome you in here to the Red Sox versus the Majors. Currently a 7-3 lead for the Brantford Red Sox thanks to a 5-run inning in the top half of the 5th. Now the Majors did try and come back in the 5th, scoring 2 of their own to make it 7-3. However, we didn't see anything from either side in the 6th. Casey quickly trying to get out of this inning with the first 2 retired already. 2-0 is slapped up the middle for a base hit. And Tim Hollick will keep the inning going with a 2-out single here. He's now 2 for 4. So we'll bring up Andrew Savage now with a man on base. He's 0 for 3 today. A pop out, a fly out, and a strikeout for him, as he'll try and extend this inning even more. First pitch breaking ball from Casey. That's swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Casey looks on his 0-1 pitch. A breaking ball in there on the outer half. And quickly 0-2 here.
Savage, again, one of the more productive bats in this Red Sox lineup. An all-star this past season as well.
That one's fouled back, and we'll go with 2 strikes again. This is put into the gap in left center. Over is Lewis to make the play. And that will end the inning. So a 1 will get on with a Tim Hollett 2-out single. However, nothing else happens in the inning. We go back to the Majors offense now. It's Lenahan, Estrado, and Zadunik for the bottom half of the 7th.
Exactly what you need. Just keep things exactly where they are if you are the Majors pitchers. Caleb Casey doing impeccably well in his couple outings of work with some action over in the Majors bullpen. We'll see if he comes back in for one more, but given the reactions as he went into the dugout, likely done. Still part of the whole fun. And speaking of fun here at the Diamond, one of the main attractions, the kids getting to run the bases. Nice camera view from one of them. Absolutely hustling. Not many hitting that second base bag, though, so having a ton of fun, though. At least they're hitting some of the bases. Big hustle home. The sprint in, touches home plate. And what a show. Again, one of the many events, attractions that are offered here at Labatt Memorial Park, making it an incredibly family-friendly, fun experience. If you didn't get the chance to come down to London to catch a game during the regular season, there's still an opportunity on Sunday, I believe. If you had tickets to the game that was suspended against Welland, your tickets will still be honored if you had them for that one, or you can get tickets at a reduced rate for that game. I believe they're going for $5 if you want to come by for those few innings on Sunday. Should be a whole lot of fun, and then after that, it's the postseason, and it gets pretty exciting from that point on, so make sure you're coming down to the ballpark whenever you can.
Yeah, it does get real exciting as we await the matchup for the postseason. We're still unsure of any of the matchups so far here in the final weekend, and it kind of gets determined with this matchup. We'll see who will get the 1 seed with a result here tonight for the Majors.
So yeah, like we've mentioned before, tonight it is kind of the big matchup on deck. If the Majors are able to get the win, they would clinch the #1 seed. We say tonight's the big night. They still have to finish that game against Welland on Sunday, but because it was suspended, they'll start from the top of the 5th, and at that point they were down 9-2. So it's set to be an uphill battle for Sunday's game. Optimally, they'd love to just get the win here if they can, not really have to worry about Sunday too much. But still a lot of different scenarios, different storylines going throughout the course of the late portion of the 2026 regular season. First pitch to Lenahan. In there for a called strike. Lenahan 1 for 3 on the day so far. Couple ground outs and a single, which came back in the 5th.
Yeah, so Cat Morin's still here for a second inning of work. As I said, he'll face the 2, 3, 4 hitters of this Majors lineup.
A 1 pitch up and away, evening things up. After that efficient inning of work, 3 up, 3 down in the 6th, absolutely no shocker that Morin is back up once again. Incredibly efficient, just shutting things down. Ended up collecting a strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out. Set on the mound once again, the 1-1. Bit downstairs, ball 2. Majors still needing some momentum here. They were able to get a couple runs in back in the 5th off of a lot of really good plate discipline, a few walks in that inning, the 2-1. Down and away, ball 3. But they're still itching to claw their way back. Still down by a 4-run margin. Crowd here in town still having a whole lot of fun of their own. The ball 4 chance kickoff, as usual here in London at the Forks of the Thames. The 3-1 swung on, fouled back right over to the fans in the stands. Again, another nice little souvenir for someone here at the ballpark.
Yeah, so as this game's kind of slowed down here, Brantford still in control of this one, up 4 currently, out hitting the Majors 10-6.
Payoff pitch, swung on, hit well over towards right center field. The right fielder able to drift underneath it pretty quickly, though, so Black makes the grab for the first out. So the efficient outing continues for Kat Moran. Now 4 up, 4 down in a row. It's the bat of Michael Escato comes into the batter's box. First pitch to Escato, hit hard, hit well, and hit deep over towards left field. Going back, and it is out of there. A huge home run for Michael Escato, his 15th on the season. Tying the Majors' single-season record in the process at 15. An impeccable shot, a great little bit of power off the bat, makes it a 3-run ball game. And at home, you might be a little bit confused. You might be thinking, didn't he hit his 15th home run in that game against Welland again? Because that game was suspended, it has not officially been confirmed. So technically, he has 16 home runs, which would make it the single season record for the Majors, but officially not quite yet until Sunday's game is completed. But a loud home run, a productive one to get things back in the Majors' favor regardless. And that'll bring up the bat of Tucker Zadunik. Zadunik 1 for 2 so far. And the 1-0 pitch to him. Down and away, ball 2. Zadunik flew out back in the first, walked his way on base back in the third, and singled back in the 5th. A 2-0. Swung on and missed, 2-1. Escato been the key contributor in today's contest. A loud double cashed in the first run of the ball game for the Majors, back in the third. Sacrifice fly. Helped back in the 5th, and now a home run to his name. The 2-1. Swung on, hit over towards center field. Drifting back is Holmgren, who makes the play out there for the second out. But once again, Owen and I mentioned it a little bit earlier on, the Majors just need to claw back little by little. Bit of a daunting task to try and make up the deficit all in one go, as nice as it would be. So the couple runs here and there, the couple back in the 5th, and now 1 in the 7th. Exactly what the team needs. Looks like we're starting to see some action over in the Red Sox bullpen. I believe that's Halden Craig warming up. So potentially seeing a change either later in this inning, depending on how it continues, or carrying into next inning. First pitch to Eduardo Diolio, down and in, ball 1. Eddie 1 for 3 so far. Singled his way on base back in the second, a strikeout and a flyout since. But 2 outs now, bottom of the 7th. The count 1-0 on Diolio. That one hit hard, hit well over towards right center field. Drifting back over the fence, yet another home run. Just like that, the Majors are clawing their way back. A couple home runs this inning alone. Diolio's 5th home run of the season, a loud one. making it a 2-run ball game. You know, we knew the pop had to come back into his bat at some point. Shown plenty of power in the past, and really put it on full display here against the Red Sox. Fans starting to get loud here at Labatt Memorial Park. Again, we've mentioned it. It's a pretty important game for the hometown team. Red Sox going to have a meeting on the mound after some loud contact given up. Again, a solo shot off the bat of Michael Escato. A single shot off the bat of Eduardo Diolio. So the fans having a whole lot of fun. The Majors starting to show some pop in their bat. And what was at one point a 7-1 ball game is now 7-5. The Red Sox still ahead. But some more pop coming into the batter's box once again with Christian Anoa.
Number 14, Christian Anoa.
At this point, technically, on paper, Anoa and Escato are tied with 15 home runs apiece on the season. Unofficially, Escato's 1 home run ahead. First pitch to Anoa in there, called strike. So a loud bottom of the 7th so far. 2 solo shots coming from the London Majors. The 0-1 to Christian Anoa. Well outside, right to the backstop, making it 1-1. Anoa, some pretty impressive numbers on the contact front, the power front. Very productive since he was brought on board partway through the season. The 1-1 pitch to him. Downstairs, out of the zone, ball 2. A lot on the line for the Majors in this one. Moran set the 2-1. Swung on, popped up, drifting back out of play. Evening the count at 2-2. So after a pretty efficient start for Kat Moran, sitting down the first 4 batters he faced, has given up 2 solo shots since. And you saw the home run numbers. Anoa and Escato right up there in those home run totals on the season. Time called, takes a step back.
Is it a good time to say he's got the unofficial record? Does Michael Escato?
Yeah, it's the quote-unquote unofficial record because he technically has 16 home runs. 15 in actuality on paper on the books as Anoa forces a full count. Again, part of the kind of funny shenanigans that we've been running into when it comes to that suspended game that'll be continued on Sunday. The game that has happened but hasn't happened at the same time. Schrodinger's baseball game. So 2 outs. Count now full to Christian Anoa. The payoff pitch. Off speed, upstairs, out of the zone for ball 4. And the rally continuing for the Majors with the tying run now at the plate.
Looks like we might be getting a pitching change here. As it's been a very good inning here for London. They've able to come back. It'll be Halden Craig. And the 6'3" right-hander to come in for the Red Sox.
So as we get ready for this pitching change, we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with you in just a few moments. Again, you're watching the Brantford Red Sox in town taking on the London Majors right here on Majors TV.
To be the best, you've got to ring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced, so you can pick your pitch and drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
Smoke alarms expire after 10 years. Check the date and test your smoke alarm today.
A working smoke alarm is a gift the whole family can enjoy.
Follow us online at LDNONT Fire.
Canada's ball.
And we're back at Labatt Memorial Park. Majors clawing their way back slowly but surely. And a pitching change now here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, Holden Craig will come in. This is his 22nd appearance for the Red Sox this season. In 41 innings, he's pitched a 4.61 ERA and a very good Ks per 9 total of 14.05. He has only given up one run since August the 7th. That was against Toronto Maple Leafs. That was 7 appearances ago. His only run he's given up was August the 19th in Toronto. But he has been a very solid guy out of the bullpen for the Red Sox this season.
So still an uphill battle here for the London Majors, but things looking a lot better than they did a few innings ago. From being down 7-1 to a 7-5 ball game. As David Dreyers comes into the box with a runner on. First pitch to him. In there, called strike.
Yeah, Dreyers so far 0 for 3. Struck out in the 2nd. Grounded out in the 4th. Flew out in the 5th. Trying to get on the scorecard here.
0-1 pitch. Catches the outer part of the plate for strike 2. Dreyers kind of questioning where that was. A couple questions for the home plate umpire. That's Jeff Rose, home plate umpire and crew chief. Could hear the fans show their own opinions on the call. Craig set on the mound with 2 outs. The 0-2. Outside, ball 1. Craig, obviously a good mix of velocity, a good pitch mix, contributing to the numbers that we've seen for him on the season as a whole. One of the key shutdown arms for the Red Sox. In a big position for him here, hoping to shut down the momentum that the Majors have been building. The 1-2 pitch. Down and away, ball 2.
Yeah, good discipline here from David Dreyers, able to come back into this count, make it 2-2 against a very tough pitcher in Craig.
The 2-2 swung on, fouled back. Good battle from David Dreyers in the box. Dreyers again 0 for 3. Struck out, ground out, and flown out so far in today's matchup. The count remains 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Craig comes in looking to shut down the Majors' momentum, and able to do so, but not until after the Majors do a little bit of damage of their own. A couple solo shots. Michael Escato, Eduardo Diolio. Impeccable stuff. Exactly what they need in this one. So it still remains a 7-5 ball game. The Brantford Red Sox still holding the lead. And as we get ready to shift into the top of the 8th, we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in just a few moments as we get ready for a pitching change here on Majors TV.
Canada's ball teams deserve uniforms built to win. VMS Sportswear delivers custom jerseys, pants, and caps. Level up your look with custom team apparel. Choose your colors. Drop your logo. Own your look. Order now at vmssportswear.ca.
Make a bold statement with the Champ Chain, the ultimate award for champions. At 5 to 6 inches wide, this eye-catching metal is built to impress, fully customized with your logo and cut to shape. From the court to the boardroom, this award brings energy and attitude to every celebration. Great for recognizing your MVPs, players of the game, or hardest worker. Level up your recognition game with the Champ Chain. Order yours today at nuthers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza, using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5, or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
Pitching change here as we get ready to enter into the top of the 8th.
Yeah, Zach Laird will come in here for the Majors, and another big part of this bullpen. Again, we didn't see him for a good bit. We last saw him 2 nights ago over in Guelph, went 2/3 of an inning, giving up 1, walking 2. He's up to a 4.71 ERA so far on this season, so a big moment for him to come in and try and shut these Red Sox down and bring it to the bottom half of the inning where you're only down by 2 now.
First pitch to Cassidy Watt in there for a strike. Swing and a miss there. Laird, again, we usually mention it, one of the more passionate guys on this squad. The 0-1, down and in, just off the plate, evening things up.
Cassie Watt 0 for 3 today, 2 groundouts and a strikeout for him. He's looking to get on base for the first time tonight.
Check swing foul. Looks like Watt a little upset he wasn't able to hold back on that one as the count moves to 1-2. Again, a check swing foul, but I'm pretty sure that entirely went over the grandstand here behind home plate. So surprising pop for a check swing. Laird's velocity can be a contributor on that front sometimes. As the 1-2 pitch comes in, downstairs, evening things up.
Yeah, so again, a win tonight for the Majors, and they can clinch the 1 seed. If not, we look for the finale of Hamilton and Barrie, see if they're able to get close. Currently in the bottom of the 7th, the Cardinals still holding to a lead. It's gone down to 3-1 now over in Burnie Arbor.
Again, if you're a Majors fan, you're likely going to be rooting against the Hamilton Cardinals as the regular season comes to a close. 2-2 upstairs, making it a full count. Some good battles here between the Red Sox and the Majors. Both sides showing some good discipline, holding back, allowing these counts to go up as they've really started to move into the bullpen. The 3-2 pitch inside, ball 4. Good at-bat there from Cassidy Watt, able to force his way on. Leadoff batter aboard. Lucas Lefebvre now coming back into the box.
Yeah, Lefebvre 1 for 3 so far. Grounded out back in the 2nd. Got a single in the 5th, but was unable to go anywhere after the fielder's choice from Walter Hultgren, then struck out back in the 6th.
Likely to see Laird stick to the lower part of the zone. Double play potential in order. The 1-0 pitch moves up. Again, just off the plate, 2-0 is the catcher is going to go out and have a quick conversation with his pitcher.
Roop Chanadat going out as well. Laird doesn't seem too pleased after the first 2 pitches here to Lefebvre.
Likely just telling Laird to slow down a little bit. Looks like he's been heavily targeting the inner part of the plate to a lot of these Red Sox batters. Might be just telling him to move around, change the pitch mix a little bit, rely on some different pitches. Just give some different looks to an offense that's been doing pretty well so far, as that one swung on, fouled back. Again, the Red Sox have had a pretty productive game. Up 7-5, cashed in a couple runs back in the first, and cashed in 5 back in the fifth. As the count now turns to 3-1. So Laird on the bump, the 3-1. Up and away, ball 4. So back-to-back walks. We'll put 2 men on, 1 in scoring position. A bit of danger brewing for the Majors. Still hoping to keep the score exactly as it is. Clawing their way back inning to inning. Hoping to come out with the win on a pretty important game late in the season. Some action brewing over in the Majors bullpen. Skylar Janice starting to warm up.
Yeah, so Laird now in a tough spot after the back-to-back walks. It's
a bunt with a whole lot of lift to it, able to be caught by the third baseman Dreyers.
Gets put in the better spot now with 1 away.
Not likely to be a fun conversation over in the Red Sox dugout on that one. Most players practice bunting pretty routinely, especially in batting practice, and the key part of that is to make sure to get it down. Any sort of lift can create a dangerous spot like that. So 1 out now, top of the 8th. First pitch to Cantor, just a bit outside the zone, ball 1. But still a dangerous spot, 2 men on. Watt over at second. Lefebvre over at first. It's that one a big crack of the bat, but drifts foul well high into the stands. Ricochets off the wall. Again, still the potential for a double play. That might be what Laird tries to go for to end this inning as quick as possible. Prevent any damage from really coming around. But still a risky spot with the runner in scoring position. Both runners hustling back. Diolio electing to go back to first. Pickoff successful over at the first base bag. Great attempt, great heads up. Eduardo Diolio always showing a masterclass as the catcher for the Majors.
You're just continuing to do what he does best. A great throw over there to Lenahan on the run. You put Laird in a better spot here with 2 away, even with a runner on third.
Some discussions over on the Red Sox side. Not too happy about the call. Obviously a play that did not go their way. But a runner now just 90 feet away as Cassidy Watt was able to go over towards third on the play. But now a very different scenario with 2 outs. The 2-1 swung on and missed. Count now 2-2. So after a bit of a shaky start, back-to-back walks to get the inning going. Zach Laird hoping to slow things down. With 2 outs and a big pitch on deck. Crowd starting to get into it. The 2-2 down and in, making it full. Again, the Majors still trying to push for the comeback. In what was earlier a 7-1 ball game, now 7-5. The Red Sox still trying to cash in some more runs, extend their lead. The payoff pitch, swung on, hit well, but well foul down the first base side, over the heads of all the fans in the stands. The pressure cooker continuing here late in today's matchup. Started off as a pretty clean pitching performance from both starters. Getting out of hand, now becoming a bullpen game between these two. The payoff pitch, catches the plate, strike three called. Cantor not too happy, having some words with the home plate umpire and crew chief, Jeff Rose. But exactly what the Majors needed. Great stuff from Zach Laird.
Yeah, perfect there from Zach Laird. You give up the back-to-back walks to start the inning, and then you lock in and get the pop-up and then the strikeout there, not to mention the help from your defensive side with the pickoff from Eddie DiOlio. And now with how much momentum you've kind of built now after last inning, you come here into the bottom of the eighth, only down by 2. So London's still in a good spot here to come back into this one.
Great effort from Laird. You mentioned the pickoff from Eduardo DiOlio, exactly what the team needed. Some big opportunities for them as they claw their way back. Again, if you're just joining us, the Brantford Red Sox in town taking on the London Majors. The Red Sox up 7-5. Out hitting the Majors 10-8, with the Majors having a couple errors on the board, contributing to the score. The Majors cashed in their first run of the ball game in the third, 2 more in the 5th and 2 more in the 7th, and what's really been an uphill battle since the 5th inning. The Majors were down in the first inning off a big blast off the bat of Christian Kazemka, cashing in 2. And then blew it open in the 5th when 5 runs came around to score. But a good effort from the team to stay in it, trying to get a win however they can.
Yeah, you've been able to bring this within 2 after being down 6. Get the 8, 9, and 1 batters to come up here for your offense, and now a chance to do something big here. You want to try and do anything you can to at least make this a 1-run game.
Again, the Majors have really focused, well, they focused earlier on some small ball, but really changed that factor back in the 7th. A couple solo shots, Michael Escato, Eduardo DiOlio. Some loud home runs to put this ball game within 2. Jarrett Burney, the center fielder, now in the box. First pitch to him. Downstairs, ball 1. Halden Craig, one of the key shutout arms for the Red Sox, continuing here in this one. Was able to get the last out back in the bottom of the 7th, hoping to keep that trend going. The 1-0. A bit offline, ball 2.
Yeah, and this is how you want to start the inning. You want to stay disciplined at the plate at this point. You don't want to be chasing and ultimately making mistakes at the plate.
2-0 pitch. Downstairs, ball 3. And just like that, right on cue, the ball 4 chance kicking off here at Labatt Memorial Park. Guaranteed to see Burney, Starling Joseph before things turn back over to the top of the order with Jordan Lewis. The 3-0 pitch. High and inside, a 4-pitch walk. Great heads up, some good restraint as the pressure continues to build. The tying run now coming up to the plate.
Yeah, just a perfect start to the inning, 4 straight balls. And you get a real speed threat in Jared Burney over there on first base. Now anything to the gap can possibly bring him to third base at least. And A big swing here from Sterling Joseph, who he's had a lot this year, can really make a difference.
Joseph has come in clutch a few times here in the 2026 season. Would love to do so again. First pitch to him. Upstairs, ball one. Joseph has been itching for a home run in recent weeks. Has previously called that center field marker his home earlier on. Can absolutely clobber a ball out to dead center when he wants to. The 1-0 pitch catches the upper part of the plate, strike one, making it 1-1.
Yeah, Joseph grounded out to first. His only time up. Worked a pretty good count. Was able to get it up to 2-2 in that one.
So still none out, bottom of the 8th. Jarrett Burney over on first, the 1-1. Swung on and missed, strike two. If you're Joseph, given the speed and the velocity that we have seen, I wouldn't be shocked if he's maybe sitting fastball here with a 1-2 count. Pickoff attempt over at first. Jarrett Burney able to get back in time, though, so he's safe. With what we've been seeing, I wouldn't be too shocked if Craig tried to go with a fastball upstairs, trying to get some swing and miss from Joseph. That one's hit well, but turned on it a little too early, drifting foul down the third base side.
Yeah, it was a great swing there by Joseph. It was a little hit and run there as Burney started to go on that one. A good challenge pitch there by Craig to keep Burney over there at first base.
With that early swing, I think it does look like Joseph might be sitting on a fastball here. The 1-2. Swung on, fouled. Again, a great leaping start from Jarrett Burney as the hit and run was in play. But he'll trot his way back over towards first. Getting his steps in if he hasn't gotten them in yet today. Good at bat so far. Good effort from Craig to keep Joseph on his toes, and a good effort from Joseph to battle back. Count still remaining 1-2, none out. Next one upstairs, big jump from Burney, slides in towards second, and he's safe. Good heads up. We knew Burney was wanting to flex the speed a little bit. And just like that with none out, a big opportunity with a runner now in scoring position.
Yeah, and just continuing this great start to the inning. A great battle here from Sterling Joseph. Now with a man in scoring position, so you get rid of the chance of a double play.
Anything deep will likely allow Burney to advance. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike three called. Second strikeout for Halden Craig since he came into the ball game. Good job to shut down Joseph, but that'll turn things back over to the top of the lineup. With one out, Jordan Lewis coming in.
Yeah, just a tough one there from against Sterling Joseph. A good breaking ball down and away from Halden Craig, and it brings up your best contact hitter in Jordan Lewis.
So Burney over in scoring position. He's at second. One out, bottom of the 8th. First pitch to Lewis. Well inside, ball one.
Lewis 0 for 3 so far. Walked and came around to score in the 5th.
An important at-bat here. So the 1-0 pitch comes in. Upstairs, ball 2. First base open. Wouldn't be terribly surprised if Craig pitched around a little bit, given the contact skills of Lewis. Potentially set up a double play ball that way and try and get some swing and miss in the meantime. Craig set the 2-0. Breaking ball upstairs, making it 3-0.
These majors have really had to make Holden Craig work for every single pitch here in the 8th. It's been difficult for him in these battles.
He set the 3-0. Down and in, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk. The tying run now over at first base, and the go-ahead run coming into the box.
You know, this brings you in a really good spot for Trent Lenahan. 1 for 4 so far. Has a chance to get anything into the outfield, has a chance of storing 1. You don't want to hit it on the ground here. You want to try and get this ball up. You want to try and get it deep into the outfield. Try and move runners around.
First pitch to Lenahan. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Lenahan, 10 home runs on the season, but really shifted into a contact-heavy player in recent weeks, and particularly swinging well against right-handed batters, a .451 average on the year. And a big opportunity for him here, like you mentioned, Owen. 1 out, 2 men on the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Craig has done a good so far of adjusting to these batters. Keep them on their toes. Even through the walks. Again, mentioned might be willing to pitch around Jordan Lewis to set up the double play ball. The 0-2. Swung on, fouled back. Bit of a safety hack from Trent Lenahan. So Jarrett Burney over at second, Jordan Lewis over at first. Both getting on via the walk. Some good plate discipline from both. And a big opportunity for Lenahan. Tough pitcher in Craig on the mound, though, the 0-2. Swung on, hit well, it's going to touch the grass over in right field. Burney makes the turn from third. He's home, another run cashed in. And a timely clutch single off the bat of Trent Lenahan puts runners at the corners, and the tying run just 90 feet away.
Trent Lenahan hit that perfectly in the right field to make this a 1-run game. As I said, you want to try and keep this ball up. Anything that can touch grass will score a run. And he did it just then. Still only 1 out in the inning. Escato wants to try and do the exact same thing in this situation with Jordan Lewis over on third base.
Great display of contact from Lenahan, like we were mentioning. The tough thing about having a velocity-heavy pitcher like Craig on the mound is it means that if you are able to get the barrel to the ball, even if it's not your hardest swing, you're likely to get some good results. The power will kind of mirror its way into the ball itself and go from there. And just like that, runners on the corners, 1 in scoring position. The dangerous bat of Christian Anoa coming in the box, as you can see on your screen. Michael Escato, excuse me, in there.
You're close. Just the other side of second base.
Pretty similar numbers between these two. Obviously, at this point, tied for the regular season home run record for the majors.
Yeah, you look at numbers, and it's the same guy almost.
It's almost crazy how similar those two have been on the season so far this year. And Escato doing incredibly well tonight, 3 for 3. A single, a double, and a big homer earlier on. So that one's fouled off. Would be a crazy opportunity if Escato was able to come in clutch here. Really put the cherry on top of a great outing today.
Yeah, Escato 3 for 4, a single, a double, and a homer. He's one away.
That one upstairs, ball 1.
A triple away from the cycle here is Michael Escato. One of the biggest spots for him this season.
This is likely going to be the biggest at-bat of the ball game. A dangerous hitter in Escato. Runners at the corners, 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Again, Craig doing a good job on the mound of trying to keep these batters on their toes. And even though he's given up a bit of contact to Lenahan and a couple walks, he's been doing well now. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. And Tucker Zdunek hoping to cash things in and keep the momentum rolling for the majors.
Yeah, how about that pitch from Holden Craig? That's a slider up and away. He was able to get Escato the chase at.
First pitch swung on and missed, 0-1. The majors would love to at least cash in one of these runners on the bases to tie this game up. But a good effort to bring it to a one-run ball game nonetheless. The 0-1 swung on and missed, strike 2. The majors tonight 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Love to improve that number with a nice base hit here. Two outs, bottom 8. Craig set the 0-2. Swung on, hit well, but drifting foul down the left side, out of play. Lenahan had a good jump out of the box. And the hit and run strategy been very key for the majors here in 2026. So a one-run ball game, a big opportunity for the majors. A win would clinch the #1 seed if they can pull through with the comeback. The 0-2 hit right up Main Street past the glove. A diving play at second, throw to first to try and get the out. Not in time. And the majors tie up the ball game. They were down 7-1. 5 runs given up back in the 5th, and they've clawed their way back. An impeccable effort to tie up the ball game.
What a comeback here from the majors. This might be the best game we've seen all season. As here in game 47, again, as you said, down by 6. Halfway through this ball game, you're able to put up 6 to tie it. Still only in the 8th. And still with more damage possibly to be done. Eddie DiOlio, 2 for 2, a single and a homer for him in this one. Has a chance to do a little bit more.
This is exactly what a playoff team needs. The grit and tenacity to make a comeback like this. First pitch to DiOlio upstairs. 1-0. I think regardless of the way this ends up, this is a huge morale boost for the majors after what's been a tough stretch over the past few games, a few losses on the road. Shows them that they can come back from situations like this. Next pitch upstairs, 2-0. So the go-ahead run now in scoring position over at second base. That's Lenahan over there. Tucker Zadunik over at first. Still 2 outs. The 2-0 pitch. Outside, ball 3. Just like that, we're starting to see a little bit of movement over in the Red Sox bullpen. Again, Craig has not given up a run since August 7th. Storylines changed a little bit here at Labatt Memorial Park against the Majors. The 3-0 pitch catches the plate. But you mentioned it. What an amazing ball game. One of the best that we have seen so far this year, and just an impeccable effort from the Majors. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on, missed. On a ball that looked to be downstairs. Now full.
You had the chance of walking. Just a good pitch there by Craig, able to get Diolio to chase on that. More action in the Brantford bullpen as well here, as Craig tries to finish out the 8th.
So runner's going to be moving on the pitch. The 3-2. Swung on, fouled back. Still a big opportunity. But yeah, man, that pressure cooker has continued to boil over here late in the game. Majors so far cashing in 2 runs now in back-to-back innings, tying up the ball game. The payoff pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3 called. Alden Craig gets the strikeout, but damage has been done. The London Majors tie up the ball game after being down 7-1. Tied in the run column, tied in the hit column at 10 hits apiece, and what an exciting ball game. So as we get ready to push into the top of the 9th, we will take a quick commercial break. Be sure not to go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few moments. You're watching the Brantford Red Sox in town taking on the London Majors right here on Majors TV.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza. Using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5, or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving, we trying, keep shining, living in a world where we.
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
Stand out this season with the Jersey Acrylic Trophy, starting at just $15.95. Fully customizable with your team's logo, colors, and player details, and double-sided for twice the impact. A custom plate can be attached to the base for personalized engraving on each trophy. Great for player recognition. Ideal for keeper awards, participation trophies, or end-of-season celebrations. Order yours today at Nuthers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
And back at Labatt Memorial Park, what's been an exciting matchup between the Brantford Red Sox and the London Majors. If you're just joining us, the Majors just tied up the ball game. Some great plate discipline, some great contact. Able to tie things up after being down 7-1 early on.
Yeah, and this game did not exactly start off in the Majors' favor. You give up that 2-run homer to Christian Kazemka back in the first, and then you kind of lost the momentum from there. But since the bottom of the 5th inning. They've scored 6 runs the last 4.
Pretty impeccable stuff. Crazy comeback here in London, Ontario. The 0-1 pitch to Brody Black. Breaking ball well high, evening things out 1-1. The 1-1. Down and in ball 2. You can see the passion from Laird out there. We mentioned it early on. One of the more passionate players across the board on the majors. Very physical, very verbal at times, but in any case, a whole lot of fun to watch out on the mound. He's set the 2-1. Bit outside ball 3. Looked like a pretty close play. Didn't go the major's favor. But a good approach so far from Brody Black. The 3-1. Catches the inner part of the plate, making it full.
It's been a good at-bat from both sides. We've really seen the aggression from Laird. It's been mostly fastballs in this at-bat, but also the discipline to lay off some of these really good pitches here from Brody Black.
The payoff pitch. Down and in ball 4. So good restraint from Brody Black to force his way on. As the offensive push continues for the Red Sox, they've had runners on nearly every single inning of this ball game. And that puts them in a dangerous spot with Chris Ortega now coming into the box. A quick meeting on the mound. Pitching coach and starter for the majors, Victor Payano, coming out to have a conversation with Zach Laird.
It's always funny to hear that.
I know, right?
Pitching coach and starting pitcher.
It's a lot of very important hats for one person to be wearing.
Uh-huh.
So it looks like Skylar Janice is starting to warm up in the majors bullpen. But as of now, with just the one runner on, it is still Laird's ball game on the mound. But yeah, like we mentioned, a dangerous spot. Chris Ortega been incredibly productive this season for the Red Sox. 354 average. First pitch to him in there, called strike. You do have to commend the Red Sox offense, even the pitching to a degree as well. They've been pretty sharp at times throughout the entirety of the ball game. Even though the majors have made the comeback, the offensive push has been pretty consistent from the first inning onward. Of course, getting blown open in the 5th when 5 runs came around to score. Both teams have double-digit hits. Laird set the 1-1. Downstairs, making the count 2-1. Again, the majors itching for a win. A win would clinch them the #1 seed. The 2-1 hit well over towards left field into the grass for a base hit. Gets past the glove of Lewis. It's going to drift back to the warning track. Brody Black, quick round from third, but going to hustle back. And a big double off the bat of Chris Ortega makes it a dangerous spot. Now 2 runners in scoring position, threatening to break open this tie ball game.
Yeah, what a hit that was from Christian Ortega. One of the hardest hit balls we've seen all game, and the bounce just may have fooled Jordan Lewis over there and left just a tiny bit. You see Roop Chanderdat coming out. We might see a pitching change here for the majors.
So it looks like we are going to have a pitching change. And Zach Laird is going to be coming out of the ball game. And the majors are going to turn things over to their closer, Skylar Janice coming to the mound. And as we get ready for a pitching change, we will take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We will be back in just a few moments. An exciting ball game here in London, Ontario. The Brantford Red Sox in town taking on the London Majors. We'll be back here on Majors TV.
Let me into my zone. Let me into my zone. Let me into my zone. Please don't let me in. Yeah. Can't answer my phone now. Just leave it there, that tone. Ballin' can't beat me up, cause I'm back in my zone now. Cause I'm back in my zone now.
Carbon monoxide is...
Back here at Labatt Memorial Park, Skylar Janice, the Majors closer, into the ball game, inheriting a dangerous situation. 2 runners in scoring position as the Red Sox threaten to break open this 7-7 tie.
Yeah, not a safe situation here for Janice. It's his 22nd appearance here for the Majors this season, and how about the numbers he's had on the year, trying to close this out. Still nobody away with runners on second and third here after the Christian Ortega double.
So it looks like they've intentionally walked Christian Kuzemka, who's already homered in this game. That'll load the bases, but set up a force play at home, potentially a double run, potentially setting up a couple different outs depending on how they go about it. As Tim Hollick, the third baseman, is into the box. 2 for 4 today. First pitch to him. Hit well deep towards center field. The center fielder, Bernie, drifting back, makes the play on the warning track. Gonna throw it in, but deep enough that all the runners will advance. Brody Black will come in to score. Ortega moves over to third, and Kuzemka now over at second, as the Majors get the first out of the inning. But still 2 runners in scoring position as the once tie gets broken open.
Yeah, so a difficult spot now for the Majors. You're back down 1. But however, 1 away now in the inning, so good to get your first out of the innings. Looks like we might have a pinch hitter here for Andrew Savage.
I believe that's AJ Corosas coming in. First pitch swung on and missed, strike 1.
Corosas spent 5 years in Kitchener. This is his first season with the Brantford Red Sox, batting .255 through 20 games with a .762 OPS for him. 0 for 2 last time he faced London.
Next pitch downstairs, ball 1.
He's actually 0 for 7 this season against the Majors.
So Janine's hoping to keep the score where it is. Trying to strand a couple runners in scoring position. The 0-1 swung on, grounded foul down the first base side. In any case, it's become an incredibly competitive ball game between these two clubs. The Red Sox got the scoring going early off a 2-run shot from Chris Kuzemka. Ended up holding the lead in some way, shape, or form throughout the entirety of the ball game. The Majors finally able to tie last inning. Next pitch upstairs, making it 2-2.
So second and third, that is Ortega and Kuzemka
Next pitch grounded to the first baseman, Lenahan. He'll walk it over to first base. Quick attention, throw to home plate, and they'll get the runner who tried to take home. A nice double play to shut down the dangerous situation. Some questionable base running, trying to advance home to cash in another run, but ends up coming back to bite the Red Sox. But the Majors have a bit of work to do. What was once a 7-7 tie, now a one-run ball game as we enter into the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, unfortunately, you do give up the run. However, you're still not out of this one just yet. You only need one with 6, 7, and 8 coming up in this inning. It's a good way to finish it there from Skylar Janice, and the smart play from Trent Lenahan, able to get the throw to Diolio at the plate in time.
Great heads up from Lenahan on the play, keeping his head in the ball game. Again, a very questionable send home with a ball game as close as it is. Would have still had 2 runners in scoring position, even with the out at first. So in any case, the Majors hoping to walk it off if they can, at least try and tie it, as Holden Craig comes back out to the mound once again to continue the work that he's done so far.
Yeah, he's done some really good work here for the Red Sox since coming in. He's got to face Noah, Dreyers, and Bernie here in the ninth to try and finish this one out. And again, like you said, all you need is one if you're the Majors to keep this game alive.
So big opportunity here as the Majors try and tie up or walk off this ball game any way that they can. A lot on the line. If the Majors are able to get the win somehow, they will clinch the #1 seed here in the 2026 CBL season, with just a couple days left to go before the playoffs begin. And what's been an exciting wrap-up to the 2026 season. A lot of storylines, some really, really close placements in the standings, to say the least. Really coming down to the wire of how this seeding is going to match up.
Yeah, and how about this finish to this game again? Brantford had the 7-1 lead after the top half of the fifth, and since then it's been all Majors baseball in this one. You want to win this game. This will give you the 1 seed. Hamilton beat Barrie, a final score of 4-2 in their game. As now this really gets important for London here.
So a bit of a delay going on at the moment. Trying to find some questions. Might have been the catcher. Savage might have been maybe having to look for some equipment. In any case, so it looks like we might be seeing some changes. I believe that's Cassidy Watt now at the catcher position.
So he moves from DH to catcher. I'm not sure what the rule is on that. I don't know if, do you lose your DH spot now?
So we'll try and get you some clarity as we go, but the Red Sox making a few defensive changes late in the ball game. In any case, the Majors still have a bit of work to do as Christian Anoa comes into the box. 0 for 2 so far, a couple flyouts, but a couple walks as well. First pitch to him. Well high, ball one. Craig set the next pitch in there, called strike. Some exciting action here, bottom of the ninth. A one-run ball game for the Brantford Red Sox in town taking on the London Majors. The 1-1 pitch. Downstairs, ball two. The Majors mounted a colossal comeback, down 7-1 early on, forcing a couple runs in the 5th, the 7th, the 8th to tie things up. But now the Red Sox ahead 8-7. Next one swung on, popped up. Third baseman Hollick getting underneath it to make the play. Pitcher Craig pretty happy with the play as they sit down the first out. The Majors now have 2 outs remaining to try and tie up or walk this game off in front of the hometown crowd.
Yeah, so a good start the inning here for Holden Craig. Able to get the first man out, and probably one of the most dangerous guys in this lineup out in Christian Yanoa. And now Dreyers and Bernie up. Dreyers 0 for 2 with 2 walks so far.
First pitch to him. Downstairs, ball one. If you're just joining us, happy to have you here for some pretty intense action at the Forks of the Thames here on Majors TV or CBL TV. Just happy to have you here with us. So 1 out, bottom of the ninth. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, grounded on the first base side, but foul. Still a lot of excitement at the tail end of the 2026 regular season. Funny enough, still a chance for 3 teams to tie for the first place spot amongst some other storylines on the go this season. 1-1, swung on and missed, strike 2. The Majors still hoping to keep a hold of that number 1 spot, which they've maintained for the past few weeks, and it's really been a tight race to say the least. Craig set on the mound. The 1-2. Bit outside, good restraint from Dreyers there to make it even. So Dreyers in the box, Bernie on deck. 1 out, bottom 9. That one swung on, hit well, but well high. Shortstop moving to the grass, makes the grab. And just like that, the Majors 1 out away. Still trying to claw back 1 run if they can to tie it up. But running out of batters to do so as Jarrett Burney comes into the box.
Yeah, so 2 pop-outs to begin the inning here for Holden Craig. Really trying to finish this one out on a high note for the Red Sox.
Great performance from the Red Sox as a whole today. 11 hits in the ball game and some pretty impressive pitching performances to keep the score where it is. First pitch called strike. Holden Craig gave up a few runs in the last inning, but apart from that has been fairly lights out to a lot of these batters. 0-1. Well off the plate, evening things up. Craig set the 1-1. Inside ball 2.
Yeah, so Bernie standing as the last chance here for the Majors with 2 away.
Crowd still into it, and what's been an exciting matchup between these two teams. 2-1. Upstairs, ball 3. Some good restraint and some great plate discipline from Jarrett Burney in what's a pretty tense situation. So the Majors trying to come out with the win if they can. The ball 4 chance coming to life here at Labatt Memorial Park. The 3-1. Catches the inner part of the plate, making the count full on a pitch that looked pretty well inside. So 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. The Majors down by 1 run. The payoff pitch. Swung on, grounded to the third baseman. Picks it up cleanly, the routine throw to first, and just like that, the Red Sox come out with an 8-7 win. A great effort from the Majors to try and force the comeback, tying things up late in the game, but just not able to come through in the 9th.
Yeah, a bit of a struggle there for the Majors in that one. Obviously, you looked through the entire game, and the momentum was really on Brantford's side for the first half, and then switched to London's side after the big 5, 7, and 8th innings. And then, however, but Halden Craig is able to shut it down and stop the momentum. It's a big win for Brantford. They snapped their losing streak. London has now lost 3 in a row going into Sunday, already down 7, which is 5 innings to go in that one. It's going to be very tough to come back in that one.
So a lot of storylines still on the go. The number 1 seed still not clinched here as we're just days away now from the 2026 regular season coming to a close. But what an impressive game. Some good flashes of offense, some great pitching performances, especially early on between the 2 starters. Some stolen bases, a couple defensive questions and some base running mistakes, I think, from both sides. But it made for a really, really fun ball game. But you got to give some shout outs to the Red Sox as well.
Yeah, it was just such a strong performance from Brantford today. And we looked at how they've been doing the last couple of weeks, and they've been red hot, and they showed it right here today with just another great offensive performance for the Brantford Red Sox. It's very tough to beat a team that has that much momentum and that much firepower in their lineup, especially later on into the season like now. And Travis Keys and Anthony Porcelato had great starts on the mound today, and then the bullpens just kind of shut the door for both sides, really. Obviously, you had the momentum if you're London later on going into the 9th. However, a good shutdown from this Brantford bullpen to keep the victory.
So starting to run out of days here before the postseason gets underway. And some big action coming up this weekend. The London Majors hosting the continuation of their game against the Welland Jackfish. They'll kick off in the top of the 5th, down 9-2. Which should be a really, really fun ball game. Be sure to tune back in Sunday afternoon for that matchup between those 2 teams as the playoff push is right around the corner. On behalf of everyone here with Majors TV, Justin Koehler, Owen Taylor, Evan Fredrickson down on field level, thank you so much for tuning in today. Have a great rest of your night.